Okay. Stop that. Hi there, Tony Ryan. How's it going? I haven't seen you from this side of the camera in a while. Because it's been a while since. Okay, now I have to take care of that. I don't want that blaring in my ear. Does everything look okay? I've had issues with the new cam link that they sent me. My first one never really worked. They sent me a new one, so hoping that it's working better. You hear audio? Good job. Yeah, that took a second too because something in Windows just would not let me select the microphone input for the wireless stuff tonight. Don't know why, just because I've had trouble with this for like 2 weeks of screwing around with it. So I'm glad that you can hear audio. And I'm sorry that you have to listen to me, but it's the way it is. Yeah, orange is kind of the theme. I had the gray shirt on earlier, but I spilled stuff on it because somehow I managed to miss my mouth with a mouthful of pop. I don't know why. I cannot explain that. So I had to change to the backup shirt for today. All right, wait a few more minutes, seeing as I just tweeted this just before I hit the go button. Still learning how StreamYard works, where I can find the link to the YouTube where it's gonna be. You would think that would be easier, but I just kind of stumbled on one place to find it tonight, so I'll have to work on that. So, and I realized just recently that I haven't streamed from here since before Christmas. Big plans at Christmas to do a lot of stuff. Yeah, I didn't do any of it. That always happens. I haven't done anything for 57 years at Christmas that I meant to, really, that I know of. So, oh well. And I've been on other people's streams over the last month and a half, but first time I actually got to sit down and do stuff here. Does it say Prusa Mini unboxing? It should. Hello there, Lester. How are you this evening? Sorry, I'm going to have to watch the monitor over here because I've got another one in front of me here, a big one, but it's blocked by the box. I can't see anything right now. So I'll be looking off to the side a lot tonight until I get this thing open and rolling. Just thought we'd shoot the breeze for a few minutes. What's everybody been up to in the last couple of months? Michael Cassell, thanks for stopping in. I'll try not to keep you as late tonight as you were on somebody else's streams last night. So theoretically, this shouldn't take long once they take it out of the box and start putting stuff together. I've got the instructions up on the iPad here, so How hard can it be? It's black and orange. I got this. Be interested to see if they've changed much since the first ones they shipped back in... When did the first ones finally ship? December, maybe? $2 a.m. Yeah, I used to do that. I can't do that anymore. Well, I can, but I have to have a nap for a couple hours or an hour at least around this time of night to stay up that late. That's what I usually do for F3D PCHs and for Saturday Night Makers. I tend to catch a nap after dinner time, and so that my oldness can make it till 1 or 2 in the morning and still be somewhat literate and able to push buttons right. Guess while we were sitting here, I can try the other angles on this. Got top view, should be the side. I hopefully scribbled out my home address enough. The close-up cam, micro cam, we probably won't have to use. And the Wise cam, which I hit the other button. The Wise cam, which always takes a second to pick up, but looks like it's doing pretty good. And it keeps refreshing, which is interesting. If that's my Stream Deck or my thumb hitting a button. And back to the front. All right. Trying new lighting, new lens on the camera since last time. Using a Camlink 4K that they sent me. My old Camlink never worked right. I could never get it to work on anything. Max PCs, different PCs. Tried different versions of their software. Everything could not get the damn thing to work. So finally gave up, wrote to them, and it was 2 months out of warranty, but they took pity on me and sent me a new one. Thanks. And tonight it's locked up twice, but I think I found a workaround without having to walk over there and reset everything, unplug it and plug it back in. So hopefully it'll work okay. But if it locks up, I don't think I'll be using this main camera much. But if it does mess up, then somebody lets me know. Then we can, I can hopefully get it to re-trigger. If not, we'll just use one of the others that are sitting here. All right, well, I'm going to start taking this thing apart and see where it goes. This machine, when I find that knife, was ordered. They announced it on the Saturday at IRF. I totally fanned on the whole announcement, forgot that it even happened until after lunch sometime. I think I asked Chris Riley what the announcement was. I was like, oh yeah, the announcement, what was it? And he told me, and I was like, oh, smaller. All right. Didn't think much of it. It was way too wrapped up in doing stuff at IRF. And didn't think to even order it then, really. Thought about it. Was like, I'm not sure if I need another printer, which I really don't. Let's be real. But then I drove home on the Monday, and when I got home, I ordered it. So also thinking that, public Wi-Fi might not be the best way to complete transactions to a foreign country from what is to me a foreign country. So, and in doing so, I was way down the list. Chris Riley got his, last week, and he ordered it, I think, on the Monday, the day before I did. So they're getting there. But the telltale black wrap, this time highlighted with orange hexagonal tape that they put on it as well, which is a Prusa thing. And the reason I'm not standing up tonight, I usually like to stand to do this stuff, is that I haven't got the camera angle right yet. If I stand up, I'll get cut off there. So, I got to move the camera back more, and just haven't been able to do that yet. Never cut towards yourself, kids. Who is it says safety first? Can't take that call right now. If she calls back, I'll have to. It's my aunt. Hopefully just social. If anybody would like to join in on StreamYard, let me know. I'll find the link and post it down here. I guess I could post it in the chat now. There you go. I'm going to join in audio and video, whatever you prefer. Well, it looks like they sent me the right thing anyways. All right. Making sure it doesn't have my address on it. Let's go to the top view. Not bad. Almost see. If I fold these back, the light should come in without hitting the other camera. Well, looks kind of similar to what I've seen other people open up. There's the all the test sheets. I wonder if any of these ever say fail or anything on them. Looks like it heated okay. Hot end worked, bed worked. What more can you ask for? Congratulations. February 24th. It was signed off on. Comes with the manual, the sheet that tells you that it's all great. Oh. And it comes with changes to the manual. And of course, stickers with the late Buddy sticker. May he rest in peace. I think I've got these in other printers too, and I have no idea what I do with them. But this time we'll set them over here. Stickers is on my list of things to do soon, so including ordering more for Murph. If I jump back to see, Sean Butler has joined us. Oh, there's Sean. Yes, we have to win over the machine, beat the machine. None of those sound really right, do they? But anyway, dang thing will not win, that's for sure. If I ever meet somebody that works at YouTube in a reasonable position, I can ask them why the heck it goes to top chat all the time in the chat. Who cares about the top chat? I'm not that big of a channel. And how does it decide? I know, all these things. Line it this way. I can keep an eye in case anybody does pop in that wants to be on stream. Feel free to join in. Hey, Verts, what's in the box? Prusa Mini, theoretically. I imagine that's been taken care of on the... Anyways, we'll see. More disposables. Oh, look. Look. Little baby Haribos, which is good because I'm diabetic, so giving me the big bag of those was, not really in my best interest because you can't just not eat them. And apparently there aren't many steps, so this is plenty. They're tinier too. They're like babies. Well, minis. Mini. Thankfully they gave me double Prusa samples, including the best color and that other non-color technically. So surprised to give you two. Heard some people complaining that they didn't get a full spool. When I ordered it, I had the option to add a full spool to the order. So I don't know why people are complaining. They could have ordered it. This is the filament runout sensor. Got some weight to it. Slide it over there. This is the pieces for the table mounted spool holder, which is a good idea because you can't hang it off the top of it. Actually, I used the top spool holder for the first time on my Mark III today because I've got it sitting over there on another table where it usually doesn't sit. So I couldn't use any of the other ones I've got that hang over top. We've got some vibration pads. Look kind of tiny. 4 of them. I don't know what those are for. Oh, for the spool holders. I'm gonna say those don't look like. Okay. It's pieces for the spool holders. Doing those last. Accessories. I don't know if you guys can see that, if it's focusing or not. Hard to tell from here. Usual is Prusa lubricant. And zip ties. The new foam pads, because the ones that came in the first ones were usually wrecked. A needle to stab yourself with. Interesting. One of the things I've always liked about their stuff is that they print the labels at scale. So if you're trying to figure out if you've got the 12 millimeter or the 20 millimeter bolt, you can just hold them up to the picture and know which one's which. They've always been good about that. So those little things that make a difference. Power cord. How many of these do you all have? So I should take a look at the John Mack's here. Hey, John Mack. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Yes, the special Prusa lube. Special sauce. You can take that down a lot of different ways. Not that he'll ever see this, so, Important. USB drive with firmware. See the handbook for instructions. Wow. It's good because one thing I forgot to bring downstairs was one of those. And I ordered both the steel sheets, the textured one and the standard PEI one. Seeing as I'm known for using glue stick and not being a purist, I've never used their textured sheet. I've got one for the Mark IIIs and I never used it either. It's still sitting in the bag behind me here. But I tend to use the PEI one and just glue stick it, knowing that there's always another side if I ever want to use it the right way. But my experience, my patience isn't good enough to be a purist. Here's the LCD. Packed up nice. More foam blocks. Yeah, gonna pick up all this stuff off the floor soon. Nicely packed though, using lots of EPS foam. Trying to take out any cameras. And another piece, corrugated fiberboard. And there she all is. Looks like that piece stays for now. Sorry about that, just hit the microphone. Fully recyclable. Yeah, around here I'm not sure what that means, but I'll do my best. I'll do my part. All right, let's see what we have to do to get this all out of here. The bed. Take a look at it now while it's accessible. If you can light it up a little bit. Still using the U-bolts to hold the bearings on, I see. Some people complain about the quality of the parts, the print job, because they're printing them so fast to get these things out. They're not that bad. I've printed worse than that, so not that says a lot. But well, it's come in lately. Mr. Butram's here. Ryan. Did I say enough for Ryan's to match all the mics? Anybody wants to jump in? The link, if you scroll up in the chat there, you should get the StreamYard link to jump in, and hopefully I'll notice that you're there and let you in. That's all that's added since last time I looked. If I missed anybody else, yell at me. I'm okay with that. He's not in the green room yet, at least not where I can see him. But welcome to come in. I like the way they put the codes on the parts now. Imagine that's their internal tracking, so they know exactly what day the pieces were made and everything else, and who to yell at if it starts to fail. Who was asleep on the testing rig that day? But no, looks pretty good. I don't know, it's not that small. It's noticeably smaller than the Mark III, just looking at it, but I rarely print stuff much bigger than that, so we'll see how this one works out. Right now I'm out of table space already. All right. Seems to be all attached there. I like the, I wonder what the reasoning is for the Slurpee race car looking units here. Cooling probably, but interesting design the way they did it. Even the, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this now. See if I can get it to focus on you see the bridging there? That's like a 3/4 of an inch wide bridge across. Not too bad. A few loopy spots, but when you think of the speed, they're probably cranking out parts out for these right now, trying to get caught up on orders. Not too bad. These are textured sheet. It's weird seeing a Prusa machine without a SD slot on it, though. Probably never supposed to carry it like that, but oh well. Take a quick look at their hot end. We can get it to focus. There it goes, I think. Other than deforming it easy to clamp the heater in, I wonder what the reason is for the angled block. Plus to make it look different, I guess, but see F2 on that part there, so at least the second revision of that chunk. Huh. Interesting. Hopefully that'll stand on its own without falling over and breaking anything. And that's another piece of foam for the pile. Should be the power unit, I would guess. Good guess. Could tell by the weight. I think we're finally done. Okay, that's it. Thanks a lot, gang. Thanks for coming out. No. Hopefully it's not as far as we'll get today. All right. Catch up on chat a little bit. Everybody being social. Good job. Social is important. Well, there is somebody in that wants in. He is there. You were right. I will be corrected.
Mike.
There you go. Mike. Can everybody hear Ryan now too? Wait a couple minutes for them to say so. At least I can hear you. At least that part of the audio on this machine's working right tonight. Nobody's answering. That's okay. Okay, put that away for a while. I need that for a few minutes. So give me a second to get up to speed on the how to make it part.
You mean you didn't have the instructions pulled up ready to go?
They're here, but they're preamble. What I've noticed about their instructions, they're really step by step. And I'm not good at reading those kind of things.
Step.
Yeah, super
Baby
slow steps. And that's when I mess up usually, is when I jump ahead too much, so I'm sure I will. Wow, we're serious about that.
You've probably watched enough videos of people building theirs that you know what you're doing.
Yeah, but I watched those 2 months ago. Like, because when everybody got
2
the
months
first
ago,
couple.
you mean 6 months before you ordered it?
Yeah, no.
6 months after.
2 months after I ordered it. When did the first one start arriving? Like December? May. I think he got a few out in November, but just so he could say that he did. But
yeah, I want to say it was late November when some of the first ones shipped. But those were.
And then there was a big wait through Christmas and everything, and gave them a chance to get caught up a bit.
Some of the first people that got them were people that they didn't. I mean, I think they ordered them before it was announced, kind of thing. Like,
yeah, I'm sure there were some people that knew exactly what was coming beforehand.
Yeah.
Accessories.
Important people.
Yeah, not me. I'm not on that list. That's for bloody sure. No, I'm okay with that. I don't need to be on that list. Too much pressure.
At least you got it.
Yeah. Yeah, at least it's here. I paid the blood money. I don't know if I sent that around publicly, but I really hate DHL. Time to do a PSA or an anti-PSA. DHL sucks. They're crooks and thieves. First of all, I had to pay $65, I think, around there, US, to Prusa to ship it, which is fine. I get it. It's got to come across the ocean. I'm okay with that. But then DHL charged me 80. Hold on. I want to get the number right. $87.24 Canadian to hand it to me. They already got paid on
Nuts.
the other end. And they don't even tell you why. Like, if it's custom stuff, fine, but they don't tell you that, because if they break it down, you'll see that half of that at least is just them. So, yeah, love them. Probably get rid of that for a while. Need more table space.
Always.
I know. I always need more table space. I can need these soon.
So I can see the live.
You can what? I'm losing your audio. Hey there, John. Mr. You Do It is in the house. Thanks for stopping in. They even write tools on the package, Tools Mini. So that's good. Wouldn't want to forget which ones they were. Surprised they aren't branded. All right, let's skip ahead to the wow. Is this all there is to it? Yeah, there's not much to it, but before you start, make sure blah blah blah. Yeah, I kind of watched that not that long ago. I like the way they tell you that you have to have the tools out and the Haribos. You got to have those. Yes, they're that small. They're cute. No soldering or wire crimping is required. Keep the Haribo bears closed and hidden because they tend to mysteriously disappear. Don't need the cheat sheet. I think we're good. Oh, did you disappear?
No.
Sorry.
StreamYard
Did I kick you out or
the
did you drop out?
No, I dropped out accidentally.
Oh, okay. Luckily, I heard the bing when you
phone.
came back in.
Yeah,
Gonna have to ask them to, like, that bing seems really short and not very loud to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should actually use like a real computer, but from the phone, it's like super ineffective. Like I can't see I can't comment on like the chat. Like I can't be in there writing things.
No.
At all.
No,
and I can only
because
see it.
they're well, they don't really officially have a mobile app. You can do it from your phone, but they don't. You can join from a phone, but you don't have much for features as you know now that I don't. When I first tried it on mobile, it was when I first got it, and a lot of stuff still didn't work yet.
Yeah, and the reason why I dropped out is because there's like a little X to get out of the chat area, but at the opposite side of that, there's the done, which sends me back to YouTube and kicks me right out of the StreamYard. So, just so you know.
Yeah. It's okay. And I just showed stuff on the camera that nobody can see because when I look at the YouTube feed or the StreamYard feed, it's all that side's cut off anyway. So,
well, you should just take me off and just make me the talking voice behind you. You can full screen.
How can I?
Because people don't.
That one? Hey, what do you know? Look, I just learned something new.
Yep. So
thanks for taking one for the team there, but you know.
Yeah, no one needs to see the
pulsing icon is pretty cool.
Yeah. And it's funny because I logged in using my YouTube, or not my YouTube, my Gmail account, but it's my other account. So like the little thumbnail is not the same as the one that normally shows up.
No, not your branded one.
Yeah. Well, it's not really branded, but it's the one everybody sees.
Spares. Put the spares over there. I don't need that at all. important. Put that over there. That's later. Power cord over there. This is where I'll end up bending the.
I saw somewhere that there's already a bare frame for the Mini. Like they're selling a piece of extrusion. You can get it in different colors to change up the color of your Mini extrusion.
That's one thing I don't get. I mean, most of my printers sit in a room that's dark 90% of the time. I generally only go in there to set them up, take prints off them. I carry them out here to work on them now because there's no room in there. I don't know why I care what color the frame is. Even if it came some color I'm not wild about, which I can't think of any right now, but you know, it would have to be a pretty horrendous paint job.
A lot of people just need to mod, like they need to have it different.
Yeah.
Like there's a theme. Like,
oh yeah, I get it. Like I think the orange rails look awesome, and one day I'll probably see some at an Earth show of some type, and I'll go, yeah, I gotta have those, and then they'll sit in a box like everything else I buy for a year. This is the quickest I think I've ever got a printer. Received it yesterday and took it out of the box today.
Yeah.
Unless I bought it.
You've probably got things that are a year old that are still in the box. So it just jumped the whole.
I've got a Geetek A10M that I bought. Okay, my phone is really annoying. Yeah, I'm not doing that. That I ordered direct from them, I think, at the time to get the newest version so that I wouldn't have to do as much to it. Check Practical Printing when he did his review of it. It was shortly after that I bought it. I was thinking, two color would be great. I want to use PVA, is it? Yeah, PVA to do some stuff. I had some great ideas. Yeah, it's literally in a box right up there, right above me in the room upstairs.
Nice.
I saw it the other day and went, oh yeah.
Harder to use because it's a mixing nozzle, right?
Yeah, it's mixing. It's going to be a bitch to use.
Yeah, using PVA with that, you're going to, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not going to like it, I know. It's not going to be my favorite, but okay, shouldn't go off for a little while yet. Any of the other things I'm not going to do today. Now, somewhere here already, I've misplaced things. Go figure. Oh, there it is. That's ones I'm looking for. It says spare Mini. Where's the original one? Oh, it says spare. Look at that. Don't need that stuff. Then there's this bag, which says accessories, which matches. Man, I'm getting good at this. This is awesome.
So were your foam feet squished from the package?
No, because now the foam feet come separately.
Ah, you put the foam feet on yourself.
Yep, they make them separate, which seems logical to me. The fact that they're stick-on foam feet tells me that the same as on my Mark IIIs, I'm going to print new ones. But because, well, just no. Foam feet with stick-on adhesive are fine until you slide something sideways. And my Mark III, the main one, sits in a lack enclosure. So you can't really lift it up real high. And I just tend to just drag it forward and kept popping them off. So those little stick push-in twist things. Yeah. I made little holders for those to stop them from falling out. And I've already seen a couple that I thought were okay for these to replace these. So one day I'll be printing TPU or something on this, something flexible to take care of that. Okay, that's real old. Don't need that yet.
Just printing with some TPU the other day.
Good job.
A couple projects. My uncle wanted some parts for a drone thing. And I'm like, well, I've got this TPU. I might as well use it.
Yep. I'm getting behind. Pay attention, man, behind the curtain. My Don't know why that is there. I have to go back farther.
Oh, and I can't even scroll. Oh, there we go. So, yes, you do it. I did let the machine win for a minute. I'm sure that's way behind. So I haven't seen any of these chats.
Yeah, Vert. I'm not sure about in a mixing hot end. That was my thought at the time, but you know, I knew it probably would never happen anyway, the way I do things. But I do have some PVA coming soon that I'm going to test with the palette, and that's was working the last time I used it, and I'm going to do some testing with that, splicing PVA to other materials. So I'm sure that'll be fun and exciting, but I'll see what happens. But apparently they formulated one that should bond other things temporarily better. So I guess we'll find out. It'll be interesting.
See, that's where, I mean, I remember seeing PVA and like the two nozzle, like whatever, the MakerBot clone ones, the Flash Forge that's got the dual extruders and stuff. I've got a Dreamer that's got the dual extruders that I could probably use PVA with. But I'll probably never do that because that seems like a pain in the butt. And I've heard PVA is hard to work with because it's super hydroscopic. One of those two.
Did I just go offline?
I don't know. I'm still talking to you.
Yeah, but the video feed just went for a dump because
So now we're both behind the curtain. Because I'm guessing
now I get the behind the curtain thing. Okay, bear with us, people, while I restart XSplit and hope that it comes back and works. I can make all kinds of gestures at the camera right now, and you know, I mean, I am using the PTR, the public test release version of
See, that's
of XSplit.
I used the free XSplit, and mine hasn't crashed on me yet.
Well, this is the alpha, beta, whatever you want to call it, the test version. Because of the time I started using that, I wanted.
You're back.
Okay, I'm gonna have to take this call. Sorry, man. Can you entertain for a couple minutes?
I suppose I could try.
Okay, sorry.
So, what's everybody doing? Yeah, it's back. It went away. Let's see. Vert is the Marlin dev for Tech. Tell me technical jokes. I don't know technical jokes. Yeah. Well, there you go. Vert, you can hop in. I'm sure more the merrier. I really don't want to carry the stream by myself, so. But I can't let you in, so Mike will have to do it. I can tell you technical difficulties, John. Is that the same thing? Not sure. This whole talking to myself is kind of weird. I do not know where my wingman is, Michael Cassell. I would assume he's wingmanning somewhere else. It's probably, what time is it? He's probably eating dinner or working on real life, get paid work stuff. Read the dictionary. Aardvark. That's one of the first ones, right? I don't know. Kind of running out of things to talk about. What's everybody working on? That's always a good question to ask. Post in the chat and I will read what you're doing. So what have I been working on? No, I didn't post this, but I commented on one of Brian Vine's. He did like the first layer to color Seth was on one of his videos, and I did something very similar, where I took a QR code that sends you to my YouTube channel, and I 3D printed it using like the first layer flat on bed, and then it'll print one color, and then it goes around and it prints the next color around the one color. So you've got one G code, and then you print a second G code that drives around all the parts that you've already printed. It worked well. For some reason, there's one part that I don't know why it didn't fit in, and I'd have to go back and look at the G code viewer to see what went wrong. Then I also, in some theme, I ended up printing a sign that shows the Saturday Night Makers logo. So I will have both of those at Murph to show off.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Yay. Can you see me now? I don't know.
If I close the chat, I probably can.
No,
Yes,
don't do
I can see
that.
you now.
No, don't do that.
No, I didn't
All
close the
right.
whole thing. I'm still here. I didn't let the machine win.
You're doing a great job. I was listening with one ear.
I don't. That was not a great job. That was terrible.
Better than I was doing.
And that is why I don't stream solo, because I could not sit and talk to a camera by myself for
when an
hours
elderly
and hours.
relative calls twice in a 15-minute window, I gotta take it.
Could be pretty important.
Yep. So, because she doesn't usually call at like after 8 o'clock at night because she's usually asleep. So when I got 2 calls in a short period, I'm like, uh-oh. But it wasn't an uh-oh. So she's been sick and she's doing better. So that's good.
That is good.
Never tells me when she's sick. Always tells me after the fact. And I talked to her daughter a week ago and she didn't say anything about it. So anyway, okay. On with this stuff we're doing. Looking at the pictures. I've totally lost, just for anybody that really cares. The cam link is totally gone for a dump and doesn't want to come back. So I have to go over and unplug it and replug it, and I'm not doing it. It's still got a couple of weeks worth of warranty, so they're likely to get an earful. I was using their HD60S before. What's that?
So the machine's sort of one.
Only if it's not broken, if I can't fix that. Okay, same way I can't fix Microsoft. I don't work for them.
There you go.
I explain that to people at work all the time. They go, well, why can't you fix it? Because I don't get paid gajillions of dollars and work for Microsoft, because I would have already cashed out my stocks and left. So, you know.
It's not my stuff that's broke. It's their stuff.
Yep. Not much you can do. Oh, man, this is really slow. Tells you how to get all the parts together. Shows you the little foam pad things.
Did your Mini come with the little jumper?
The which?
The little jumper for...
I don't know. That
to burn your own firmware.
No, it's in there somewhere. I imagine the board's in there. You can't see where I'm pointing. In this racing cooled, looks like the fender's off an old car. In there is where the board is. So it's in there.
I don't think you need the jumper unless you're broken the appendix and a flash in your firmware.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna ever need to worry about that unless Prusa goes out of business. My only option is to go rogue and use third-party stuff. Then I'll have to worry about it. But until then, there, we'll cover up the scan code so nobody can steal my warranty.
Until you want to swap out that hot end for a Humera or something.
Yeah, I don't see. Well, I don't know. They do say that this is that it's like size compatible with a V6, correct?
I don't know, because that's
Forget
a
how
whole
they
different.
like.
That's a new design. I think it's
It seems to me if anybody in the chat remembers, but it seems to me when he introduced it at IRF, that when he was interviewed by either Joel or Joe, one or the other, he mentioned that it was E3D compatible, like a V6 compatible. And I'm like looking at this thing right now, and I'm not really sure how you're gonna, because the cooling is one piece here. It's all built in to one.
Right.
So, I mean, I guess the block and the nozzle. I mean, the main thing is the nozzles are compatible, so you can just, like I don't already have a box of those,
Right.
including a nozzle X that I've never used. That won't go on this, but and it was at Murph. I bought that last year, and it was the last one they had, and I think they just announced them then or right around then. So I'm not even sure if mine is like the final production run or if it's one of the first batch that they like the test runs or what. But I found it about a month ago. So
which Murph was that? Murph 2018?
I wasn't. No, just 2019. I wasn't there the year before.
Okay, because I thought that they had handed out nozzles that were like prototype nozzle X, like 2018.
Oh, maybe.
I remember.
I don't know.
I remember hearing people talk about it. They had the polyphobic coating on them.
Ooh, big word, double word score.
I know. Well, I've already used hydrophobic, but
no, you're doing good. Man, I gotta up my game here.
No, definitely not. But and then I don't remember if they announced that. They had to have announced it before Murph.
Could have been. I just I wasn't even aware of really what it was, and I bought the little nozzle set with the 0.25 and up to whatever the bigger size was. So I had an original set to work with that were probably measured properly, and as opposed to the other ones I usually buy that just come in a bag and I have to guess what size they are. But so I bought those, and I bought, I don't know, buttons or a t-shirt or something, and then they go, "Oh, do you have one of these yet?" I go, "Okay, what's that?" And they had the flyer out and stuff, and he hands me the flyer, and I'm like, "Okay, I'm not going to take time to read this shit here." And it's like, "All right." And then he goes, "Yeah, we've got one left." And part of my brain said, "Yeah, that's what I always say when I've got 10 to sell and nobody's buying them. You're buying the last one." But I don't in a normal situation at a flea market or a trade show somewhere, I'd get that feeling, but not at Murph. Kind of my guard was down, let's say. But I didn't see any more on the table after that. What's that?
Because they kept putting it out of the box in the back. They were doing some weird, like they were selling people like the nozzle kits, like that had like the 3 or 4 nozzles, like the nozzle sampler platter.
Yeah.
They were selling it to people that had enders.
Nice.
And I'm like, the kid walked up and he's like, "Oh yeah, I got this from the E3D. Like it's gonna work on my ender." And I'm like, "I don't think so, dude." I said, "Those are definitely not compatible hot ass. If anybody told you that, they're lying." He's like, "Oh, the guy over there at E3D told me." I'm like, I guess maybe you could screw it in there, but it's not gonna seat right. I think Wiley, they told Mike Whaley the same thing, and he bought a set, or somebody bought him a set. He didn't buy it. Somebody bought it for him, and he ran one into his ender, and it ended up spewing plastic all around the nozzle or out around the block and everything. I warned you. To work. Yep. We got Red Light is in the chat. We got Jake from State Farm. You've been acknowledged.
Thanks for stopping in, guys. Red Light, Jake from State Farm, aka Matt, not Jake. Just to ruin the illusion. It told me to take those out.
Ruin the illusion. I like that.
It told me to
always call him not Jake from not State Farm.
Too many words, man. I'm trying to read Prusa-isms over here. It says I'm supposed to put these on, peel the stuff off, and stick them on. All right. I think He's got some mass to it. I'll give him that. Oh, check it out. They've even got a little indent. I guess that's that one I was talking about earlier. I was wondering how they're going to get around the fact that that one had to be thinner. Now I know. They made an indent for it. Now I'll squish it sitting it on the desk. Yeah, and it won't sit level now. Thanks. Good plan. Right, we'll just set it like that. That's got to be good for it. I'm sure that's in them. Just probably voided my warranty right there.
It's in the don't guide. The
Probably.
don't set like that.
What does that sound? Oh, that's the T-nuts. All right. Okay, where do I temporarily put these? Oh, did that one. Just anywhere. Near the ends. Yeah, those are going to stay a long time. They might surprise me.
Talking about,
pardon me?
You was talking about a tweet from Jake from State Farm, but I don't know if I saw that tweet. And I cannot leave this StreamYard to go look for it either.
So Matt's goal was to stop John from, or to make him have more coffee. That's all I got out of it. I don't know which tweet it was either. I was not social much today, so.
I was on Twitter, but I guess maybe I didn't make it that far.
Stuff scrolls by so fast some days.
I find myself reading like the same like 30 or 40 tweets over and over again. Because I'll be scrolling through and then I'll get distracted and then I'll click to go back to the first one and read through them all again.
We've got the feet on. They're special.
The foot is down.
They're on. Okay, what's next? Rotate, blah, blah, blah. Okay, did that. Glue 4 foam pads. Mind the correct orientation. They're going to stick any better either way because I got a big void in the middle, but all right. Uh-oh. Opening the box with the electronics. Why? Going to get your answer in a couple minutes. Holy crap. Why do we have to do this?
You got to open the electronics box.
Well, I'm just wondering why. Oh, to connect the LCD cable. Gotcha. All right. Okay. I'll play along. I meant to bring down another knife today, too.
That's like step 3. Void the warranty.
Yeah. Which I'm okay with. Yeah, it's not like I can drive over to their office and yell at them like I can with some companies that are near me.
Like some companies that have multi-material units.
Yeah. That took a long time, but they were really good. Like, you know, I can't complain. In the end, they sent me expensive replacement parts to get the thing working, and Johnny on their tech support was more than patient with me. It just kind of sucks that, you know, I'd pop the question in the morning before I went to work. He'd answer it during the day. I couldn't do anything until I got home at night. Then it would fail during the night. So it was a long process. So, but eventually it all got working, and I hope it keeps working. Fingers crossed.
That's good. I think that if I were to ever buy, like, what I really want is the tool changer for multi-color, multi-material, but I'm never going to be able to afford one of those. But I would be much more likely to afford like a palette. But I still don't think that multicolor like that is really what I need or want. So
yeah,
I've been pretty happy with just doing layer change, color changes, and achieving pretty much a similar goal. So I don't know, like if I won the lottery or something, I would think about buying a small lottery. If I won a big lottery, I would definitely buy a tool changer.
If I win a big lottery, I will buy you, Ryan, not everybody else, sorry, a tool changer. How's that? I can promise all kinds of shit. This is easy.
Exactly.
I do buy tickets, though. I buy 2 tickets a week. So
see, I don't even play, so I don't have to worry about it.
what day is it?
Oh,
I guess I didn't win yesterday. I only do because it's online. It's like they've got an online way to buy your tickets and that now up here for the government run lotteries. So so it's easy. Yeah, I don't think they should have got you to put that little foot on until after you did all this. Because it's unbalanced now.
Trying to read the chats here. Tony Ryan's asking if Pizza Hut still sells the taco pizza. I'm pretty sure they do, but I don't think it's called a taco pizza, and it's definitely, I think it's in the vegetarian section of the menu. Let's see, what's Michael Cassell?
I'm just scanning through in case I missed stuff that they're asking me questions. The closest KFC to my house just closed.
That's nuts.
No, I was in a low traffic area. They built a new one. It's far enough away, but they must have, I'm sure their business forecasting said that they weren't busy enough there. Although every time I drove by, it's right near the post office I go to. So I'm there a lot. And there was always people waiting. So, and that tended to be at like 7 o'clock at night when they're almost closing at the post office. So if they're still busy at 7, I thought that was a pretty good sign.
Yeah.
Okay, go through that, remove that. Remove the cable cover, lift the cover slightly. Yeah, I didn't do it that way, but I took it off fine. Plug it in there, tuck the wire in through the hole.
The plastic still sort of sticks to nozzle legs, but it's way easier to clean off. Like PETG will stick to pretty much everything.
See how it sticks to that PVA stuff if it shows up. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks it'll find its way here.
So you order? What did you actually order the special PVA for your pallet? Or is that what you're saying?
They're sending me some to try. They were looking for people that have a Pallet 2 Pro to try it with the S upgrade to try it to see if it works any better than it apparently used to. So they're sending me a roll of that to give it a shot.
You're being the beta tester.
Yeah, I'm saving $80 though.
Whatever you want to call it.
I save $80 because it's $80 a roll of beer.
$80 for a spool. Jeez.
And that's a 3/4 spool. That's how much it is for me to 80 Canadian. So you can subtract your third, but still,
still a lot. Yeah. For a 3/4. Wow.
But I'm pretty sure that I paid $60 or $70 for half a spool of somebody else's one time that never really got used. And if you said go find it right now for $100, I'd just say I'll just sit here on my butt. I'm not going anywhere. I have no clue where it is. It's in a box. It looks like all the other spools upstairs that are just sitting around.
Nice.
I'm working on it. Okay. Why,
why,
if you were going to put a slot in for that cable, did you not move it over 1/4 of an inch? But all right.
I don't think I've spent anywhere close to that on a spool of plastic.
What's that?
That much. I couldn't imagine spending that much money on a 3/4 kilo spool of plastic. I think the most expensive one that I've ever bought was probably the Protopasta bronze fill. And that was almost, I guess that was almost like, it was like $45 for a 3/4. I mean,
God damn it.
It's 500 gram, but 500 grams of a super dense filament is hardly any filament.
I just lost.
What'd you mess up now,
Xsplit again. Xsplit just went.
Oh.
Okay, I'll fire it up. I'll be back.
We got to do this again.
No, only for a minute. At least I know what's wrong this time, so I should be back. Can you still hear me?
I can still hear you.
Oh, okay. Because that's okay. Now I'm going to say one of the things that's one of my kind of pet peeves about StreamYard, that this is the time when I'm okay with it, is that the audio is separate. Because I'd like to be able to have it come through XSplit and have an audio out, like a virtual audio type setup. Right. But I can't, I've never been able to figure out how to do that with StreamYard yet. So, but at times like this,
yeah, and if you're
it's nice that
your audio would die too.
So you should have video again in 30 seconds when it all catches up. But yeah, it's one. The main reason I would like it to be different is that I'd like a mute button I could put on the Stream Deck to It's interesting.
Yeah.
I would like to have a mute button on the Stream Deck, and there's no way that I've found so far. Not that I've exhausted a lot of time working on it, but I have not found a way to do that yet. So so everything I've tried, little plugins and little, chunks of app code and stuff for that, they don't seem to do what I need them to do, or not reliably. You'll be halfway through a stream and it'll just quit working. I could be approaching the limit of the hardware that I'm running all this stuff on, because processing 5 camera feeds, plus running, plus pumping out through StreamYard and have the YouTube from the chat so I can get the real-time chat.
Oh, yeah.
I'm asking a lot from that poor little machine. But when I ran it on, I've got another Windows machine upstairs that's a VR machine. It's a Dell i7 blah, 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 with some kind of card in it that was good at the time, a couple of years ago when I got it. And it doesn't really run this stuff any better. So at least not when I first tested it, when I was playing with OBS and everything, I couldn't get anything any better. So why do I have to go pump all this stuff like that? That seems dumb. Don't try another, because it'll complicate the assembly. Carefully lay it on its side. Yeah, okay. Start wrapping the cable around the box. Don't stretch the cable. It's ribbon cable. You can't really stretch it without pulling it apart, I guess. Now tilt the axis back, get better access inside, and insert the cable in. This is only a temporary solution. Okay. Seems like a lot of nonsense for something that's temporary, but I guess I'll play along.
Are you going to ingest your bears when they say to ingest your gummy bears?
Yeah, if they tell me to, I guess. I'll risk a diabetic coma for this. I don't know.
That's what I think is funny, that it's actually a written instruction to stop and eat a gummy bear.
Oh, I've already done this wrong, so that's always good. Good way to start. I've already got the wrong end of the cable in there. Watch, I'll get to the end. They'll be like, oh, the picture's wrong. You're supposed to put it in the other way. So, all right.
The addendum to the instructions.
Yeah, sure. Let's put these in. They're always fun to get back out. My fingers don't work that way. Look the other way. Never put metal tips in there. So, red light. Sorry, I'm behind on the chat. What is it you need one of? An Xsplit that keeps crashing. Oh, the PVA? Oh. I just happened to be in the, well, I'm sure I'll curse it at some point, but the right place, the right time when they were looking for somebody to help. All right, I'll give it a shot. I figured that when they found out I was in Canada that they'd say no, but they didn't. They said they'll send it, so hopefully next week or so.
One of those minis.
Oh, the Mini.
That's all right. He'll buy it and then he'll keep it in the box for about 4 months.
Oh, that's me. Uh-oh.
Except yours was there for 1 day.
I know. It's so weird. All right. I got to go rescue the piece I just dropped on the floor. Darn. Stupid cable. All those years of practice picking up stuff with my feet when I was a little kid just paid off. All right. So how do they really want this in there? They want it in that end instead. So it can fold over the cable on itself. That's got to be logical. Oh, man. Verts over there. Nobody's saying, hey, man, I'm there. I didn't hear it ding, but I might have been offline at the time. Can I do that layout? Hey, that'll work. Hey there, how's it going?
Hi, what's up?
Hi, Vert.
What's up?
Sorry, I kept you waiting in the wings. Hope you weren't there too long.
I got distracted and was shopping.
Oh, okay. Now I'm sorry that you spent money.
No, I didn't spend anything. I was looking at like PLA and prices. I wouldn't say shopping because shopping implies I bought something. Perusing, I guess.
No, that's fair. I do that a lot. That's what my Amazon wish list cart thing is for.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was doing.
Throw them in there, and then every once in a while when I need another $5 to get something that's on there, what do you call it? It's the little blue one. Where you have to buy $25 worth of stuff or whatever to get it at that price. Whatever they call that. I just keep a lot of stuff in there. Stuff that I buy, like treats for the dog and stuff that when I just need to top up the order a little bit to get to the right number, that stuff gets thrown in the pile. Okay, close enough. I'm just putting the cable in there.
Mosier was in the chat.
Mr. Mosier's in here. Holy cow. Hey, Eddie, how's it going? I look at the camera like it's not even working. But I am looking at the camera to say hello.
He's seeing you, but you can't see him.
Yeah, really. I'll wave. Hi, Eddie. I can't even see how many people are in, but 9. There it is. Hey, it shows you in that little picture over there. Wow. It's pretty good. Okay, I'm really trying to follow the instructions here, but, you know.
You're just going to wing it.
It says important in red lettering with a little caution symbol to read the following lines carefully. Reading
Will
is
it
hard.
explode if you don't?
Probably not, but I might be voiding my warranty. Oh, I was going to look for that jumper, wasn't I? Does anybody know if it's on the top or the bottom of the board?
I don't know.
Can't see.
The one that lets you put Marlin on it, or is that some other jumper you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the one. The void your warranty one. Warranty, quote unquote. I think it was on the bottom of the board anyways, if I remember right. But hey, let's just see if there's a hole in the bottom to get to it so they can see it easy.
Eddie Mosier asks, did you see Kyle Larson are going after the bounty on Bush?
Awesome. For those that aren't NASCAR people, those are two of the top NASCAR drivers at the top level, at the cup level. And the current champion, every time he races a truck race, pretty much every time, he wins. So it's kind of like going back to college baseball when you're playing in the pros, in a way. And so one of the other drivers put 50,000 or it was 50 grand bounty if any other cup guy could go down to the truck race and beat him. And then somebody else, some other sponsor, can't remember who it was, put up another 50. So there's 100 grand in it. These guys aren't doing it for the money. They're just doing it to piss off Kyle, but Mr. Kyle Busch. So that would be awesome. That would be great. Yeah, I can't see that jumper.
So you said you had an A10M. Did you ever take it out of the box?
Nope. Still in the box. Just as it arrived, it's in the room right up to my upper left here, upstairs. No, I don't remember. I'd have to go back and see when it actually arrived and what family stuff was going on at the time, but I believe that was the biggest distraction. And then it just got pushed aside. There was when I ordered it, there was a real good plan in my head to do something, print something with it. And the PVA test was part of it, and I know that won't really work well. But there was something else that I needed 2-color printing for. I couldn't have had the palette yet. I've had the MMUs for a long time, and neither one of those have ever been taken out of the box. But
nobody on the GTech forums has reported being able to use PVA like that.
Yeah, it was a kind of a crapshoot in my head. There was some real reason. That was part of the testing part of it to me, but I can't remember what the real plan was now. It's been too long.
It's one of them things where, like, if I had the filament, I wouldn't mind giving it a test, and because there's multiple control systems that, like, not everybody knows about.
All right. Gander Outdoor at another 50. So what's it up to, 150? Hopefully. Oh, and it's all to go to charity though, right? To Kyle Busch's charity that him and his wife run for people that have trouble conceiving children. I forget what it's called, what their thing's called, but which is a good cause and, awesome. So, and they'll have fun with it. They'll get lots of press. They'll get more eyes on the truck series, which we can't see in Canada, which is ironic because they actually do have a truck race in Mosport up here in the fall, just saying. But Canadian TV, there's no TV deal for the truck series.
It's like, actually, you could probably see my A10M. It's right there. And then there's the A20T right next to it. And then the A30 next to it.
I remember when they brought out the 3, I was like, they can't even get 2 to work properly. Why are they bringing out a 3-line job?
Well, it does work. It's just people try and push it further than its limitations.
Yeah. Mine's doing just fine. It's working great. Doing exactly what it's supposed to. Sitting in a closet.
And it's like I could show, photos of prints of people using my firmware on theirs, and their dual color prints come out fine.
Well, I'll be talking to you whenever I get around to getting mine out of the closet, out of the box. It's on the list, but this preempted everything now. Next thing I was going to do is I was going to fix my the second Elegoo Mars unit that was overcooking everything. They sent me new parts, and yeah, not so motivated to play with that thing again.
Yeah, the one guy sent me multiple photos. He's printing out the green and white lizard and putting magnets in them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they come out pretty well.
Well, that's good. Okay, what am I doing here? Get rid of that for a minute.
Like doing like 100% one color or 100% another color isn't too bad if you use enough purge. It's when you get into that point where you start creating V tools and you want like a 50-50 or a 75 or a 25. It starts coming out like toothpaste.
Ew.
It's the aqua fresh effect is what they call it.
Yes, it's been called the aqua fresh effect. It's not that it doesn't look cool. It's just like you're expecting a combined color. Like if you take red and blue, you should be able to make purple, and that's not what happens.
It's kind of like the filler blend. They're taking 3 elements and then re-extruding it into one. It's kind of the effect you get.
It's like a lot of people come into it thinking like, oh, I can put like red, green, blue on there and I can print in any color. And it's like, not exactly.
Still a neat effect.
Yeah, it still looks really cool. Like especially for vase mode stuff, like it comes like you do get like a transition, but it's not like a solid transition. So you'll get like some of it that's red and some of it that's blue and some of it that's a little bit of a purple hue.
All right, they've got me confused already.
That didn't seem too difficult.
No, I didn't think it would be, because they've got me using a screw that's this long to go all the way through everything, and I'm just not quite. Oh, maybe it'll slide through enough. All right, I'll play along. At least I know what I'm looking at now, because are they going to make me slide that into place in the end? That'll suck. Slide that in, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I see. That thing moves. Okay. All right. Now it makes sense. There's another T-nut here that I can see, but it moves. All right. I thought that was a piece of in-place aluminum. All right. Now it makes more sense. Am I missing anything else?
Probably. I would say it's a safe assumption to make that you're missing something else.
Besides a couple of screws. That's why they give me spares, because they know I got a couple of loose screws.
Have you guys ever checked out the Marlin Discord at all?
No.
Yeah,
I have a hate-hate relationship with Discord in general. Because the damn thing just ping, 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 ping.
You turn that off.
Yeah,
but then I never look at it because I hate it. So, because every time I go in there, I'm like weeks behind.
Like standard operating procedure when you join a server is okay, mute server, okay, move on to the next one.
Yeah, which is good, except then I never look at it again. So, I'm just...
There's some Discords that just move so fast that, I don't know, it's hard to keep up. Like the T3 one, I'm on there, but
yeah, I'm on that one too.
So much happens, it's hard to follow.
Well, it's not like a forum. Like either like you're participating in the moment or you're just not.
Right.
Yeah. All right, let's see if we can figure this nonsense out. Go back to the part where it told me which screws to get ready, which I didn't do then.
So
Those two.
I'm one piece away from finishing, or not finishing, but getting all of these for that Mike Whaley maker, memorial maker
Nice.
coin. And I figured I would open up this stuff and try to figure out the numbering and how it's supposed to get laid out. Well, I pull it open, and lubing, when you use it, like when you cut it, exports all the parts, and it gives them like an X, Y, Z coordinate,
Right.
and I just labeled them as part numbers, like starting with like whatever the first one that dumped out was, like Z1, Y1, and I started looking, and I'm like, okay, I created a spreadsheet, and I put all those part numbers in there, just in some sort of coordinate form. I could see it, and then I pulled the parts into S3D just to see, and they don't match.
Nice.
So now I'm pulling entire strips. Like there's 102 pieces, and I'm pulling them in like 7 or 8 at a time and trying to figure out what order to really go in.
Oh no.
So now I'm having to build it in a slicer just to figure out what goes where. But what I'm finding is numbering it, instead of going like left to right, top to bottom, it's actually going like right to left, bottom top.
That's weird. What country is Luban from?
I think they're in Japan or China, one or the other. I don't know.
Okay, now I don't know what my next thing is, but do they read, like, when they write and read, is it right to left?
Differently. But what's weird is that it still doesn't seem right, because the X, Y, and Z, like you would, well, I guess, now that I think about it, maybe it is right. The X would climb. Maybe in my head, I'm thinking right to left, top to bottom, but I'm thinking the same way my printer prints it. X, increases going to the right, Y increases going. Yeah, I don't know, but it's just a pain button. It's not simple. So I'm bringing 102 pieces one at a time into the slicer to figure out where exactly they go, so I can build a spreadsheet that tells me where to glue them, which I thought it was going to be easy, but I thought wrong about it.
All right, so that one's connected. That one is not. Problem with T-nuts. Trying to guess where they are. They gave you kind of an end stop, which is pretty good. Yeah, got it. They made little dimples on the protrusions on the side of the plastic housing to keep them centered. And then you slide that one in place. So I guess it worked. Finally. Okay, now don't tighten it down yet, because I really don't know where it's supposed to be.
All that research and engineering, it worked, right?
Yeah, they aren't real engineers. They use speed ties.
Yeah, there's still zip ties on a $400 printer.
Yeah, how many percent zip ties is the printer?
It's a structural zip tie. It's not like half.
Like, it's not for like wires or anything.
It's that, and like they'll hold entire like rods into place.
Oh yeah.
Scary part.
The guide rods don't need to. It doesn't matter if they slide longitudinally a bit. It's not going to really matter anyways. So as long as they don't move side to side, go at a parallel. So, I don't know. They work. Do I think they're kind of Mickey looking? Yeah. But I don't like the U-bolts they use in these, because I wrecked a set of bearings putting together my Mark III that way. So Got a little bit too
Huggies.
tight. Wasn't paying attention. And when I did that, you couldn't get any. Like, I couldn't get any quick. I had to order them from AliExpress or someplace to get them.
Yeah, I ordered something from Ali like 2 months ago. Still not here.
I don't know. I've got about 4 or 5 things in play from them still, and some of them were supposed to be Christmas gifts, sort of, but they didn't really matter. There's little things, but some of them still are little Lego things for my youngest spawn. And yeah, that stuff. They just keep extending it. One of them hasn't even shipped yet because I must have ordered it right when everything went sideways. So they haven't even shipped. It's just a heat sink for the.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to use for a while anyway, so I'm not in any hurry. I can pay $25 and buy one here, but it was like $4 from them, so I can wait.
Yeah, I actually got a hold of one of the G-Tech reps the other night. They finally let him go back to work.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd want to be going back to work when they first let you. I think I'd want to pretend I was away or sick or something let them play tag for a little while.
I don't think I want to be for months.
Yeah, but I don't want to be the first one going back into work with a whole bunch of people who got sent there, because it's a little bit different for them. They're told to go to work, they go to work. Like, it's part of the deal. So
I was kind of surprised when I got a message from him.
I found I got replies from people from tech support stuff during that period so far. Not quickly or anything, but within a few days. So they seem to be checking from home or whatever. I don't know. But I know Terry got contact from Elegoo and that. Now I don't know where the Elegoo rep was that he talked to, but I'm just going through the steps here, make sure I'm not missing anything. All right, push both parts, blah, 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 blah. Don't tighten it yet.
Just send it. Tighten it anyway.
Yeah, that never works for me. Okay, did that. Did that one. Slid that into place.
Yeah, it's actually been kind of good since I started streaming and stuff. A lot of people thought I worked for G-Tech and then I was Chinese and all kinds of stuff, and it's just no, I'm American. I don't work for them at all.
As long as they give you good deals on stuff, that's the main thing.
Well, yeah, there's a little bit of that. They give me admin privileges on the forum, and I can post whatever I want.
Buy Creality. They probably wouldn't like that.
I recently added the Ender 3 to my my firmware. I don't know if they like that, but it will. Because previously it was all G-Tech and that was it.
Yeah, this is a pain in the butt in this part.
So, would you say that this is a beginner build?
Oh, yeah, it's not impossible. It's just, and I'm trying. My brain is trying to think of a better way to do it, but I'm not coming up with anything. So, try not to criticize unless I have a solution. But
it's it's a good policy.
T-Nuts makes it. T-Nuts is good to move stuff back and forth, and that I think that's great. But trying to get that one, just had to think a bit. there's a lot of pressure when you're live doing this stuff and other people can make fun of me. Even though I'm not
You mean,
even
like spending. It'd be worse. You could spend like 2.5 hours just putting square nuts into plastic parts like I did.
Yeah, see?
No matter how bad you are, you're not as bad as me building a rep box on live TV.
It wasn't that much faster that night. But I'd already built one before that. Hey, did you see that Jim at the Edge of Tech spent 7 hours putting his together? I mean, he was doing the assembly video, I think, for Pooch too, by the sounds of it. But he spent 7 hours doing his.
Yikes.
But if you have to stop and document and talk and everything, you know.
Right.
I would keep myself off camera
in
and
one shot.
Yeah, I would tend to, if I was doing that, I would shoot it and then voice over it later. Keep your face off the camera. But hey, as I say this, I am touching fake wood. Xsplit hasn't crashed in like 15 minutes, so that's pretty good.
Shh.
There you go. Yeah.
And I've found that leaving this machine running all the time has helped that a lot, but not today, obviously. But I installed Voice Mod the other day to play with it, and it just pooched everything. Not to offend Mr. Pooch, but
Pooched a bad
it,
way. Hashtag.
Yeah, it pooched it for sure. Now, you'll move the entire axis, avoid pushing, grinding it against all aluminum extrusion. Might scratch it. Oh no, I might scratch it. That's okay. When I change it over to all orange extrusions, I won't care. Not that that's happening. It's like, really?
I didn't actually look at any of the kits, or not kit, but the builds that were. I just heard that existed.
Every time I've watched somebody doing that to theirs, I get to the end and I'm like, I don't understand the quality structural reason. I mean, this stuff is all pretty solid as it is. I don't print it. I rarely print anything high enough to see Z wobble on any of my machines. I don't print a lot of tall stuff. Like my CR10S5, if it was a foot high instead of 2.5 feet high, I'd be okay with that because it just takes up a lot of headspace. I wanted the big bed. I didn't care about how tall it was usually. Every time I print anything tall, or not every, most of the times I've printed stuff tall, it ends up failing at some point and I have to restart and glue it together anyway. So
I don't think I can.
That manual power loss resume.
Yeah.
Manual.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
No, usually I clog. As we've learned all about this last week with the heat creep.
Heat creep.
I was right.
Well, when you only get half of any print, that really screams heat creep because it works fine until it gets too hot.
Get some more fans on that hot end. Oh.
But I'm not a mechanic engineer or anything. I just stayed in a Holiday Inn Express.
Last night, really?
Not last night, but at least once.
I don't know if I've ever stayed there.
Actually, I don't think I've ever stayed in one there.
The only time I stay in hotels is for Murphs and Earths now, so. Leave a small gap when moving the parts. Rotate the back of the printer towards you. Slide the bed to the front. In quotes. Hold the Y-axis assembly. Move the XZ axis assembly to the back. There is a notch which indicates the correct mutual position for both parts. Hey, there is. Amazing when the picture matches the parts. I was wondering how we were going to line that. I guess I should have thought they would have come up with this stuff. Like, I'm the fanboy. How am I not expecting this stuff to work?
You didn't believe him.
I can't believe that Prusa is not in here telling me to read the manual properly. Come on now.
He's been in some of those live streams telling people to do exactly that.
Yeah, but that's the guys he knows. He doesn't. I can't say I've never talked to him. I said like 5 words to him, I think, maybe. One time at Murph. I don't think I talked to him at all at Earth. Didn't see him much there.
I haven't talked to him. I've seen him, but
yeah, I didn't. I talked
wouldn't even know
to.
what to say. Like,
technically, I talked to Joe Noob while him and Bruce were outside having a smoke, and I stopped and talked to him for a second, and Joe was there. But that was, that was it. I didn't like fanboy or nothing. It still is kind of weird that people that we see literally on TV, well, I play YouTube on my TV at least, and you can just go up and start talking to them at these events, and still kind of cool. I
said we always talk about that. It's like,
yeah,
it's weird.
There's people in the talkie box, and I talk to them. That's weird.
Well, and I think it's funny because like you look to them and like, you're talking to them like you've known them as you've watched them and interacted with them, but they have no clue who the hell you are because they've interacted with a tiny little bold word in a bat stream kind of thing. I mean,
yeah.
Like, and who are you? Like,
yeah, it's different. Like some of them. Like I know them more because of, live streams and things like that, where you do chat back and forth with some of them. But at Murph last year, there wasn't many of those. Joe Noob, I talked to him a bunch by then. Practical Printing Chris. Garrett and Chelsea. Nick and Lauren. That was about it by then. Now that list is longer. Oh, Haribo time. Yeah, I'm not going to lay them out like that, sorry.
No, don't eat those. It's bad for you.
Diabetic. They're the best thing for me.
Yeah, it's not good. Don't do that.
It's not even in English, so I don't even know how much sugar's in these, but there's more than I should have, but I don't care.
I guarantee you that entire package is more than we should have, because I have the same issue.
I always kind of say that I'm diabetic light. I'm like a step above light now, but I'm still not bad. I take a pill in the morning and 1 at night, good enough, and my numbers are okay. None of this is in English. How do they even ship this stuff? It's good until October, though. I can tell that
They
much.
hide it with a 3D printer.
Yep. I like the way in here, it's like they must have got hassled because it says your packet, warning, like big again in red. Your package might contain fewer bears. In such a case, run immediately to the nearest candy store. The exact dosage is absolutely critical. Yeah. Eat a whole row.
That's
Well,
somebody taking their gummy bears too seriously.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit too into it. I don't think I even got any. They show orange ones in the picture. I didn't get orange ones. I got green, though.
You should get on their live chat and tell them that.
Too bad I don't know the guy on live chat anymore.
Yeah.
You need to
Otherwise,
call
I would
technical support and be like, I need the sugar-free ones. You sent me the wrong ones.
Yeah, I don't even think that's an option.
Yeah, I don't think they make them anymore.
They taste just as awful as they usually do to me.
those it was a big deal. Like eating the sugar-free gummy bears, you could have intestinal or issues.
Intestinal distress.
If I eat too many of the
Was a
normal
big-
ones, I have that. So I've had one. Good enough. Okay, we now have the main parts together. Seems pretty solid. It's
There you go.
heavier than I thought it would be. I will say that.
So everything is mini except for the weight.
Well, it's got the same, you know, it's got two long 2020s, whatever these are, and a good chunk of vertical. And there's 3 stepper motors up on the main assembly. So it's got some mass to it.
It's like
I am
everybody
going to
else is
print the handle though.
making bigger printers, and they're making a smaller one.
It's okay. I understand
Yeah,
their logic.
Got to be different.
Nope. They got to
were
get something
aiming
to.
for a price point that I
Yep.
wanted something that was in that $200 to $300 to $400 range. They were missing out. Then they say that it's for beginners. I'm not sure that that's the case, but that's my opinion.
The amount of assembly that I've seen, like I can't agree that that's for beginners.
But for the
I've
last
seen- I mean,
5 years, everybody was like, "Oh, you got us build a kit. You got to build it from a kit so you understand how it works." And I'm like, I think your first printer should be pretty much put it together. Like CR10 was a perfect way of doing a beginner printer. 6 bolts tops. You bolted the 2 big pieces together that came, folded up in the box. You put it together, put in like 6 bolts, and plugged in the couple of cables, and away you went. To me, that was good.
It's like the kits were more like trial by fire. Like you either
But-
like learned it and figured it out, or you just gave up.
Do Ender 3s come as are they like a CR10 type deal, or are they a kit, a bunch of parts and boxes and bags? I've never built one.
it's
Pretty sure
like
the
a
Enders are like
semi-kit.
2-piece, basically.
Are they?
No, there's more than that. Like, I know mine. Like, I had to. Let's see, I had to screw together 3 pieces of extrusion. So the base was all together with the board in it, but you had to put the uprights and then the gantry beam, and then you had to put the X gantry together, like completely. Like basically, there was a motor and the bracket wheels, and then there was another bracket with wheels and an extrusion between them. But that was pretty much it. Plug everything in. So like a semi kit is what I would call that.
Some assembly required. Batteries not included.
Slight
Do not pass
assembly
go.
required. Yes, something to that effect. Did we lose Mike?
No, I'm reading the chat. I'm just catching up. I'm way behind here. So, and I was just gonna question Eddie about his comment about the MakerBot being a good first printer.
Isn't
I
it
honestly-
rather expensive?
Yeah, they were all, unless it was like the cupcake or something, like old MakerBot, like Brie Pettis, original founder MakerBot.
Founder edition with extra Frozer technology.
Well, they had like the wood ones, like the ABS only MakerBots.
I agree. Expense is relative.
Very true, I guess.
I'm-
Some people can
At
afford
this
it.
point in my time versus not having any for things, I like things that are more put together than a bunch of parts in a box. If I had to buy a Mark III right now, I would have to really debate with myself not to just buy the fully assembled one, wait the extra week, and have it arrived ready to go. So, because I've bought one that way that somebody else put together. We had a guy locally buying them from Prusa 5 at a time then and selling them. It was the same price assembled or not. So I said, you put the damn thing together. I don't want to do it. I already played that game once, twice. So, didn't bother me at all. Where is my last? No, good. I haven't lost them.
There are a lot of people that are like that. That they would rather have a kid printer when it's all said and done. I mean, there's people out there that don't want to tinker as much as you or me or Dupree.
I don't mind tinkering, but it's the time, man. Like, I can't, in my head, I can't justify spending like, a whole weekend dicking around with something. It's just not.
Right.
I got better stuff to do, like dishes and laundry and shit that I don't do enough of. But right.
I couldn't imagine actually 15 hours to like sit down and build something like that from scratch. Like,
but see, I also have the problem where if I start building a kit like that, I pretty much got to follow it through. I'm not going to be good about stopping and starting in because I probably won't start it again. So it's either get it to a certain point, at least close to the end. So I can't go and do something for an hour and have it take 2 weeks of an hour a night to get it done either. It's not really in my DNA. It would be less enjoyable. Most of the parts I've seen so far are F2, so they stamp all their parts, the version, which is handy. But I wish and I don't know if they have it yet, but I remember when Shane still worked there, I asked him, but they need almost like a spreadsheet where you can go and see which versions of parts are current. So it would be kind of nice to know which ones are important, which ones aren't.
Yeah.
But I haven't found that yet. I don't know if somebody's made one up, but I haven't seen one. Oh man, I'm way behind. And there's more parts, Sean says. The replicator, the MakerBot replicator, that's one of the enclosed ones, right? I don't know a lot of MakerBot history. I've not been allowed to learn because it's a bad subject. So.
Because it's a bad subject.
Bad politics.
Nah.
If it wasn't for Thingiverse, I wouldn't have anything to do with them at all. But
Thingiverse is, when it works.
Well, that's the point. It's only it's either
it'll work really well one day and it'll work terrible the next. But
no, see, they still need it to sell to the schools, though. It's part of the sales pitch.
And it's like when it is working, I like when I go to the homepage and there's like 4 inappropriate items on
it. Yeah. Bet you the schools love that.
Yeah.
And then in the last few months, they started putting a commercial in the top slider bar.
You start looking through Pokemon.
Buy our printers.
And it's like, oh, normal print. I don't want to know what that is.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they spend a lot of time policing their content. But I rarely find stuff that's unprintable now. Like, it seems to, maybe I just pick the better stuff. I don't know. I don't usually select the part that there's only, there's 5 different versions and the one that hasn't been printed much. I'll usually skip that one anyway, but I don't see a lot of unprintable stuff as much. Maybe it's because the slicers take care of a lot of errors nowadays too. They tweak a lot of the stuff on the fly.
Well, like I've encountered like a few of them that like ideally to print it, you're going to want to chop it up or something.
Yeah, it's quite often I'll start with, if I'm going to make something, I'll find something that's pretty close to what I want, and then I'll use theirs just for alignment of holes and things. And then I tend to make it my own. I guess. Okay, time to move ahead here. Following steps, prepare. Keep the protective film on until the end. All right.
Oh, that's the best part.
Okay, flip it on its side. Yeah, okay. Crunch. I didn't crunch anything, so that's good.
Snap.
Don't say that. Don't say that, man.
Don't say that.
Not like I don't have a couple of
Don't
printers I could
say
print
that.
more parts for any of this, but
Crunch.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised.
okay, how the hell is that going to reach
More
all the way
parts
over here?
printed. Is it the short cable issue that people are having?
No, not yet. No, that's up higher. And I would hope that by the time they've shipped this one that they've taken care of that. You know, I hope a lot. I have hope.
I was going to say, you definitely hope a lot more.
Mr. Optimist. Well, you don't put a Microsoft sticker on it. I'll believe. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. As soon as you put that on stuff, I'm like, yeah, it's not going to work.
It's like, no, pessimism is the key to true happiness because you can never be let down. You can only go up.
There you go.
That's it.
It's only up from there.
First, carefully tilt the printer, blah, blah, blah. Place the LCD into the LCD holder. Into the what? Pardon me, it says there's a notch. Wonder how I did with that. Did I just happen to magically put it in the right spot?
Place scissors and notch? What?
Oh, there it is. It says there's a notch. I don't know. I thought it was an adjustable angle situation.
Place part A into part D and rotate clockwise until part F.
Well, I can call that a notch, but I don't see any notch, really. The way I think of a notch. It's a big-ass indentation. Size of a quarter, but all right. I got to remember this is made for, step-by-steppers. I'm just looking at the pictures, basically. Did it.
Picture book.
Bring that cable that we carefully put away. Now bring it out. Carefully. Not. Rats, it happened off screen. Sorry, you guys can't see that part. Guess I could have moved that a long time ago, but sorry.
It's like it could always be worse, you know. You deal with some technical support stuff, and you're like, "Can you show me what's happening?" And they're like, "Oh, the filament won't feed." And then you finally get a clip of it, and he's hand pushing it into the extruder and not go through the feeder at all.
Yeah. Isn't that the way you're supposed to do it?
yeah. They're like, it won't feed at all.
Okay, this is. How the heck? Yeah, I'll plug that in. I got that part, but where are you supposed to push all that? Oh, that's interesting. Somehow they want me to slide that into the bottom of the... Yeah, no. No, that's just stupid.
It's like those situations happen a few too many times, and sometimes you just want to push away from the desk and throw your hands up and just walk away.
I do that at work every day. Luckily, I can say whatever I want, and I've been there 21 years in a couple of weeks, so I can pretty much say whatever I want to pretty much whoever I want. So words that I can't use here, I can use them at work whenever I want. Well, at least I do, whether I'm allowed to or not. That's another chapter. But
somebody sends you a clip. They're like, "I've been leveling the bed all day," and they finally send you a clip of what they're doing, and they got a bubble level out, and they're putting it on the bed, and I'm like, oh, don't do it.
I remember early on.
If they got their table.
Only if the gantry was trammed to the floor too.
I remember seeing somebody doing that they were showing how to calibrate, quote unquote, a printer, and they were using a level, like carpentry level, to level the bed. And I'm sitting there looking at it, and I can see that like the X rail is not parallel to the bed at all.
It's like because
you can
you're
get the bed as
tramming,
level as you
not...
want. And they were going around turning all the screws, getting it all done. And I'm like, yeah, that ain't gonna mean anything to you in a few minutes, buddy. And sure enough, when they got to the step where they did the paper thing and all that, they were cranking forever and complaining about it. And I was like, well, duh. I use the pop cans. That always works for me. Square the bed up to the gantry with a couple of pop cans. Good enough. Tweak it from there.
Yeah, that could work.
Yeah,
because you're leveling the gantry to the bed, not the bed to the floor.
And somebody else said, "Oh, you couldn't print on a boat because it would be rolling and it would throw everything off." And I'm like, "No, it won't." I've picked mine up and moved it around the table. Yeah, but not, you're printing on a boat. What do you expect? You're not going for, pure quality. It's not going to be a showpiece. Okay, that's just silly trying to tuck that into there. Oh, okay. All right. If I read all the extra steps, then it works better, maybe. So I'm like, it just falls out again. But if you fold it and tuck it. All right. Okay, I'll give him that one. Jeez.
I think the best one was when I got a video clip and they're like, "Oh, the Z is jumping," and I'm like, "What?" And like I get a clip and like he didn't home it, and like it's just flashing the question mark. And it's like you gotta home it. You gotta do what? It doesn't work. I can't print.
I wonder. Every once in a while, you see somebody in the community that ends up lucking into one of those, the Amazon returns or whatever, and they get the printers dirt cheap. Like Whaley got them that time, and Matt got a bunch. And there's nothing wrong. Like I bought a Monoprice Mini V2, the little tiny one, and I bought it off buy and sell Kijiji local thing here, like Craigslist in Canada, sort of. And when I went to meet them to pick it up, it was just a little kid. He must have got it. It was after Christmas. He must have got it as a Christmas present. And the SD slot the spring mechanism was busted on it, so it wouldn't hold the card. So he couldn't get it to print because he couldn't get the card to go in to load the models, right? I would have just held my thumb on it, but or put a clip over a piece of tape, but he didn't, I took it home, plugged it in Octopi, fired it up, and it was printing within like half an hour getting it home. And I felt bad because, because it said it doesn't work, blah, 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 blah. And the thing was brand new. I don't think they'd ever got anything to print on it. And the kid was probably in shit with his parents for breaking his new Christmas present. And, because the father didn't look happy still, but I felt bad. I was almost going to contact him and say, "Do you want it back? Like, I know it's wrong." But I didn't.
Yeah, unless like the adult buying it for the child already has experience in it, it probably isn't going to work out very well unless you can like teach that kid like how to use it.
Yeah, no, it was. And I mean, it was a probably a factory problem that it wasn't working, but oops, nothing they could do. So they didn't have the skill set. I had the experience, and I've used it like a dozen times. It's just sitting upstairs. Oh, that's it. The fake tack on the bed had a big gouge out of it. I don't know if that was the test print that came on it or what. Or whether they'd had it working and then it stopped. I don't know, but it was not. It was basically brand new. Other than that. So for a while, I just printed. I just always made sure I printed around the bad spot in the fake tack.
I've seen a glass bed that was gouged so bad, like I can't believe they let it run this long. To do what had happened, like there's a lizard print and it's one of the test prints, and apparently they just like hit the button and walked away. And when they came back, it was just a giant lizard-shaped gouge in the bed. They just let it go.
You see a lot of the returns are like that, where you can tell that they just couldn't get it or something, so they just tore shit out of it. And They said screw
Yep.
this and sent it back.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like the CR10 S5 that I've got, it was a return at the store where I bought it here. They somebody bought it and couldn't get it to work, and they just didn't want it sitting around. So because they still had more of them in boxes, and they had a display unit, so I got a fair deal on it. It wasn't like I stole it thing or anything, but it was a fair price at the time.
It's like actually all 7 of the machines that I have are all returns.
Yeah.
And most of them I had to repair. But like it's all minor stuff.
Yeah, like what was that's another one where the gantry was crooked on it when I got it home here because it was already pre-assembled and it was crooked, and I trued it up and it's done fine. I haven't printed much on it because the project I bought it for never happened. But it happens. Take the motor cable.
It does kind of, I guess, create an opportunity to like get stuff cheap if you know what you're doing.
Yep. Yeah. Well, at the time, that's the reason I bought it exactly when I did, is because it came up, and I had a project. I had 2 projects actually that were in progress in the works and hadn't got to the printing bulk stage yet. And then one of them never really got to that stage, the one I really wanted it for, because it needed some bigger, taller, big footprint stuff. And it was covers for a machine. And then the other one was smaller stuff, and I ended up telling them to get somebody else to do it because I didn't want to be involved in it anymore at that point. But too many other things happening that week. They're like, yeah, we need them now. Yeah, well, I didn't have time to set it up and get the machine tweaked to make good quality parts at that point. Okay, I did that. Da-da-da. Okay. Refresh my brain on how this thing goes together. Really? All right. Okay. By the way, really handy flashlight. Picked it up at Home Depot one day, and I don't even know how much it was, but clips on. Really handy.
Oh yeah, super handy.
I keep it up on the so I can find it.
Most of the stuff these printers are made out of isn't magnetic.
No, this is just
so
like a clothespin clip.
Anything.
It's handy when it's on the if I need an extra light when I'm watching a print remotely. I clip it on the cross arm on the Mark III, and it works well. When I have to do stuff on the pallet or the rep box, it seems like it's always dark in there, so it's handy for that too. Not sure about that, buddy.
Sounds pretty handy.
I understand wanting to conserve space and everything, but there's certain times when I think an extra 1/4 inch around the board inside the case would be really handy. It's one of them. Taking that out again is going to be fun. Hopefully never have to. The cable's back over there. Like so. Gently push. Should I put the filament sensor on? I guess I will. I bought it. I might as well put it on, right? Always bypass it like I do with every other one I've got. I usually disable them. But let's add a failure point.
You've got to experience it like it was intended to be experienced, right?
Sure. Marked as optional, blah, 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 blah. Slide it onto the PTFE tube. Hey, I guess I'll find out. At least it's easy to get at. I always ream those out, but all right, let's just go with that the way it is. Seems like it's on as far as it can. Can't see. Okay, where's this one go? Oh. Okay, it shows it going farther. Shoot. It's like they've met me.
It specifically has your name and everything. Nope, it goes a little further.
Well, they show a picture. And where the X version is exactly how far mine went in. So what I'll do is do this and say, okay, I got to go that far. Because it's that's pretty much it. All right, it's on there. All right. Next, clamp it down, which I just loosened to get it to go in because it was already sort of tight. Sounds good enough to me. It's not going anywhere. If it does, it'll fail. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, and this goes where? Over there. All right. Buy in. Or it just told me to put all the other wires. Hey, it's the empty one. It was easy. Okay, we'll go with that. It's at the top, so that's as much as you need. Arrange the cables. Keep in mind that the cover will have to go on later. Yep. Doing the best I can.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty tired. I think I'm gonna hop off. I'll probably go back and just hang out in the chat.
All right. Thanks a lot for stopping in and chatting up. We'll see you next time.
Probably see you around. Maybe hop in again.
Cool.
All right, catch you later.
Okay, rest well.
See.
The nut must not fall out. Well, I hope it didn't, because if it did, it's long gone. Yeah, there it is. The nut must not fall out. Okay. Can cause fatal damage to the electronics. Yep, loose piece of metal floating around in there could cause some trouble. Okay, I'll really make sure it's there. Yeah, it's there. Shiny black looking for silver in the shadows is, Okay, put it in. Make sure no cables are pinched. How many slots do I have in this thing? Big one, little ones. All right. Everybody? That's everybody.
If I ever talk about doing a community print again, kick me in the face.
The only person I felt like I should have said, no, don't do that, was when Matt decided to do the F3D PCH one. And he went from idea
that was huge.
to concept to handing out the pieces like same night, same day, or the next day or whatever. It's like he didn't think it through quite enough, I don't think. But
I remember sitting and watching him live stream cutting the parts. I'm like, wow, that's not parts.
I hope there's a... Okay. Oh, there it is. All right, now it makes sense. All right. Hope there's a picture for this next part. Oh, there it is. Goes that way. Oh, and they all come out down out the front? Really? All right. Said that a lot tonight, I know. They didn't really give you a spot for the... Oh, there it is, maybe? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Use that one for that. You know, I talk to myself like this all the time, so it's okay. You can talk to yourself. You can argue with yourself. But if you lose the argument, you're in trouble.
That's the problem. Yeah.
Come on.
I'm still working. Some of this stuff is just not right. Because stuff that on this maker coin where it was Luban spit out. I'm in like parts that say they're Z2 and they're not. They're in the Z1. So I have no clue how it spit them out, but they're definitely not in the right spot. They're not labeled correctly. So.
Oh, because I can't remember. Were they like we had to write the part number on them, right? They didn't. It's not the one.
Yeah. And if you,
it's not the one that molds it in.
It. What now?
There's somebody has software for that like stamps, engraves, molds in, whatever, like has the ID letters like right in the model.
Oh yeah.
I've seen one. But I can't. It wasn't Josh's. It wasn't yours. It wasn't the. It wasn't the Rosie one. I did that one. I think it was one of the Europe ones because I didn't do it. It's not the most recent one.
Was that the one I made Benchy?
Maybe. Yeah, I didn't do that one.
Yeah, I didn't do that one either.
Sometimes it seems like they had enough people. You know, what's one orange part from Canada going to do? Oh, it wasn't. It wasn't. Who else I do? Joe Noobs. I did his. I can't remember. Maybe it was that one that had it. I don't know. No, he would have to do that himself because he cut it up by hand, I think.
Yeah. Well, and his was easy. It's just hexagons. You just lay a bunch of hexagons over it.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So they're. Yeah, I don't know how the hell.
Oh, that's it. I put NLTMW into the side of the piece because I knew where it fit on the map, and it's right. It points up, so every time he walks by it, it's like right there. That's why I was trying to think of who else was like that. Okay, what am I not getting in the right spot here? That'll do it. I don't know if I've been pushing through that wire or not. Hopefully not. I will find out when the sensor doesn't work if I already put the screw through that piece of wire. Oops. There is a step that says make sure you don't pinch any of the wires.
Yeah, I remember hearing people say that their filament sensor didn't work because zip tied it too tight.
I think I might have just done that. I might have just been trying to force the screw in to get it to go, and it may have just been kind of covering the hole a bit. Just a bit.
Totally pieces of this damn thing.
Is it printing yet? It's been 20 minutes. Yeah, not quite. Really, because I talk too much. Get sidetracked easily. But
I should apologize that I have not been paying attention to the chat.
neither have I. I look at it once in a while. I can hear it turning, just not hitting yet. Okay, that's down. It seems to be sort of in the right place. Well, that was a good sound. It popped itself back out. Okay, all those wires are definitely out of the way now. There we go. It's like playing Twister. That's better. Saw today that somebody was saying that it seems like the flights to Chicago for Murph are close to around almost double what they were last year.
Oh, yeah.
And I wonder if airline fees have been increasing due to the fact that people can't travel internationally as much right now.
Yeah.
Or Goshen is now the destination for travel. I don't know, but prices were almost double.
Wow.
But which would kind of suck. Yeah, that is pretty taut when it's at the top there, but it's still got enough slack in it. It'll be fine. The number of miles I'm probably going to put on this, it'll be fine.
Whatever.
Okay, now did I follow all the rules? Check that no cable is pinched. Supposed to eat another gummy bear. Whole row. Yeah. I'll save them for next time. Really, that's it? But I still got like half a dozen zip ties, and what are they for?
All the extra parts.
I'm just skipping ahead now to see what I've missed. Wow. We got to that stage yet where I take the film off. Huh. What do you know? All right. Let's put together the filament pile time. Spool holders. I did think about that about a week ago, and I was thinking this thing should ship soon. So I wonder what kind of spool holder they do with that thing. I've never been a fan of the ones that sit up on top of stuff anyways. Just think that's just asking for more wobble problems, but
that's actually where I put mine because I don't have a whole lot of horizontal space by my printers.
Yeah, I use the CR10 ones that hang off the box. I use those. And right now, my Mark III over there has got the top spool on just because it's not where it belongs. But I had to make another piece to get the overhead camera to come down a little bit today. Realized it wasn't as low as I wanted it.
Yeah.
Don't want people to see my knees as I'm working here. So, because I've taken this whole room and moved the work table and everything back that way towards the camera, about 4 feet from where it used to be. Trying to eventually get it so that the stuff on the shelves is kind of not in focus all the time when I'm using the main camera that isn't working right now. But now I got to move everything, like the pallet and everything that's mounted on the wall is not in the right place at all. So we'll either put a table under it for a printer to sit on to use it, or I'll move it to the other room where it really belongs anyways. But at least I have something to push me to do it now. Be a good weekend project. Actually, I'll use one of my, tend to print those really complicated spool holders, the ones that clamp in on stuff.
Yeah.
I like those ones, and I'll probably print up one of those for this if it'll fit on the bed. Cute. And everybody complains about the print quality. It's not that bad. Good enough. Okay, take the 2 base parts, insert the M3 nuts into the holes in both of them. Good planning. So a little bit of detail. Oh, can't use the normal trick. No, we're not at the magic smoke yet. Sorry.
What?
I don't know. I'm just catching up on chat.
Oh.
Chat got all messed up. I don't know. It looks. I'm watching the YouTube one here, so I never watched the one in StreamYard. So it's behind.
I pulled up YouTube. I just I gave up on looking, trying to follow.
I never use the StreamYard one. It's always, the YouTube chat and everything is 30 seconds behind me talking and doing stuff anyways. And then by the time I wait for StreamYard to catch it and bring it back, it's too far behind for me. For some people, it might be fine, but I kind of... And I think it would be different, like...
The chat.
Well, most people that are using StreamYard are doing like an online talk show type thing. Like they're looking at the chat. They're not doing like, trying to build something at the same time, which I still don't think that Dan and Gage understand that. Like I tried to explain it in one of their Sunday sessions there, that, the co-host is really important because I can't be staring at the chat all the time and seeing if somebody comes in. Like I'm glad they added that little, Avon calling ding thing when somebody's in the...
Yeah, that was...
It's really handy when I happen to be listening. But I wish that I'm going to ask them to make it a little bit longer ding or something, a double ding or something, just so that it can get my attention better. Because it kind of sounds like a phone noise, which I'm kind of immune to.
Yeah.
I don't listen to my phone much when it makes noises. I'll be out somewhere or at work and be like, "Oh, your phone just made. Was that your phone?" I'm like, I don't know. I'm not listening. I don't think I pay attention to it, do you?
Actually, I'm not even sure what my phone ring is because I just switched it to vibrate because I can't. So
I so seldom hear mine ring. Nobody phones me, so if they do, it's like it was today. Could be important.
I found the handle where iPhone you can turn on, and if somebody doesn't have caller ID or if it's just an unknown number, it won't actually
Yep.
ring or it knows that somebody called type. So
I've been getting calls from. I've been getting lots of calls from the cable provider here, Cogeco, because I canceled mine back in November, and I'm on there. But we want to get you backlist, so they come in on unknown numbers and everything else. So I unleashed on the guy the other day and told him exactly with lots of my favorite F words what I thought of their service and why they, no matter what he said, and what he goes, but I can save you money. I said, I was paying $100. I'm now paying you nothing. How can you save me money?
Save me.
He goes, but you don't have internet. I said, yes, I had internet before. And it's weird because it's their internet just through a secondary provider now. You know. So it's not any different, except I don't have to pay them anymore. Don't have to talk to them, have their tech support lie to me anymore. When they told me that I couldn't have a second internet line just for me and let all their TiVo TV crap sit on its own, I was willing to pay for a second line. They said, no, you cannot have a second line. It's impossible. Well, guys I'm paying now didn't think so. They think it's just fine that I pay them.
We had Comcast, which is terrible, pretty much the devil. But they came through the neighborhood with fiber optic. It's a company called Metronet. And my wife went to dump the cable box, and they told her, like, man, you'll never get that speed. And I'm like, Comcast is lying because we don't get the speed they say I'm supposed to get on that. So off in the face. I'm like, there's no cable companies trying to say that their copper cable is going to get me faster internet than this fiber optic cable. They're just saying things to you to stay with them. I'm like, we're not going to have a problem. Like, and the thing with fiber, like, here in our neighborhood, like every night, it would just suck. You couldn't stream anything. It's because everybody got on at the same time. Fiber, everybody get on at the same time, and it's
I want to know what those four are for, other than just.
I haven't had a problem.
Okay, I'm not sure what those other little shorter. Maybe that's it. Okay, I think I figured it out. So what do they got the four short ones for? I just used them to snug the nuts in. But I just found it. There's a hole down there to keep the base locked. Not going to do it. Unlikely to happen. I don't even see them mentioned anywhere. Unless they come up much later. Still turns, good enough. Just like fidget spinners. I sold one a week or so ago.
Sold what?
A fidget spinner.
Oh, nice.
I still get the odd order on.
After that,
I still sell the odd one on Etsy.
That's interesting. I was way late to 3D printing to get into that craze. Sad.
I would have got into it earlier, except that I showed the first couple I saw that I printed to some friends, and they were like, well, that's stupid. Who'd want those? All right. And 2 weeks later, they were a big thing, and then I was scrambling. But if I would have started printing them earlier, I would have just gone with other people's models, where by the time I got around to it, people were already saying, "Oh, you're printing my design and stuff." So, there I just went again. So I mine the ones that I still sell are cat head and dog head shaped. So I think crazy cat ladies are buying them, but I sold a dog one the other day. Oh, and they were color changing. They changed from blue or pink to white filament.
Nice.
So they were kind of different at least. And I went through, because there's like no plastic in those things. And I went through a spool of blue and a spool of pink. And I'm pretty far through the pink one, the second pink one. And I paid for a Prusa with it. So with them. So,
nice.
So it was all right.
It's worth it.
Now, technically now I'm barely earning enough money to pay for the space I store the plastic in, but All right. The bearings are turning. Yes, you're supposed to put the screws in, so we will. Why not? Just mostly so I don't lose them at this point. I haven't used a spool holder this style in a long time, where the spool sits on top of it, just freestyle like that.
Oh,
so I had them in the past, and I had them fall off. So
yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that. I don't know if I told you that, because those were the ones that come in the red box, or kind of that style.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Mine works like they roll okay, but I don't. I've got the parts I bought the chunks, the tape measure kit from them at Earth to do them, but you only need that for the. I didn't think that through at the time. You only really need that rewinding part for the MMU2, and mine isn't installed yet, so I'm not worrying about it for a while. And I got sideburnered. David's here. How are you? Sorry I missed you coming in. You've been there for a while by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Hello.
David Houghton is from across the pond.
Yeah, I thought so. So it's morning for you. Okay, what's a 3D touch to me?
It's the touch.
Is it a
clone?
So it's still mechanical feeler like a BL touch?
Cheaper version, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've got some of those too. It's the Oh, look, they use a spool of Prusa Mini as the example on how to space the holes on this. How convenient. That's funny. They give you how are you supposed to use the samples they give you on this thing? Good question. Just freehand it, which is what I was going to do anyway, but okay, I'm putting the little feeties on now. Getting there. All right. More stuff for the junk box. And the piece that just fell on the floor. All right. So we got that, and that. Peel off. Treat yourself to the last gummy bears. Get the sheet and the power supply. All right. Getting close. Do the surprise thing where it's, wow, they sent me the right power cord. I don't have a EU, like a European power cord, so I guess I've always got the right ones. It seems like a lot of people are always surprised when they get the right ones. So
Yeah.
oh no. Drop the earbud. Good thing the dog's not down here, because it's a dog treat size. Kick all the stuff I threw on the floor out of the way. Looking for a black dog treat on the floor. I can hear you again. Okay. Situated again. All right.
I should watch what's going on since you're getting real serious.
Oh, it's 3:42 a.m. where David is.
Yeah.
For some reason, I think you're farther ahead than that, but yeah, it is like 6-ish hours, isn't it?
I can't
So
imagine
thanks
being
for
up at
either staying up or getting up. The only time I catch streams at 3 or 4 in the morning is if the dog has to go out and somebody happens to be on. The odd time Joel seems to be on at that time, but really rare. And then I have to make that decision. Am I going to start watching somebody at that time of the middle of the night? Or not? Okay, which step am I supposed to do first? I don't want to mess up. Well, the next step is peel the stuff off the front. Everybody ready? Come on. Sorry to get a little bit of... It's the Wise Cam, so it's going to be jumpy. It's not real time, but... Is that exciting?
exciting. I don't know why people do it so much.
Yeah, I don't either. I just thought I'd do that for anybody that really cared. If I really was on it, I would have put the microphone down there and got the sound effect for the AMSR, SMA, or whatever it is.
ASM.
The extra points. That's it. I don't know what it stands for, but because I don't fit the physical characteristics of the people who usually do those on Twitch, so. Plug in the power. Is this thing keyed at all? God, it better be. There it is over there. Like I usually do is turn it till it works. No smoke yet. I didn't even notice if there's a power switch somewhere. Oh, there it is. Feel for it. Always works. I'm interested to see what they do with the if they ever let us use the Ethernet port on this. So I don't think it has any value at this point. Prusa Veterans, the Mendes.
It was there for them, not for you.
Yeah. Well, they said it's if you use it in a print farm environment. I mean, these would be good for that if you're just making smaller, smaller parts. Like the example they show where they do a bunch on a full bed on a Mark III and 2 basically full beds on this, and the cost difference and time difference, you're printing a bunch, like twice as many for the same money. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And the nice thing is then is if one of these goes down, you're still got another one running if you have 2 or 4 or 6 of them. Or if you have I know that never happens, but I forgot, man. My implant must be not working today. Start with the plain bed for today. Heat bed steel sheet by Prusa3D.com. Print area. Yeah, no kidding. I missed the step where it said I was supposed to put down a soft cloth so I didn't scratch the bed. I'm like, really? I've driven enough print heads into them over the years. I don't think that's a big problem. As electrical, place it on the heat bed. Double check that it is oriented correctly. It gives a warning, a reminder for Prusa veterans about the Mendo sensor. It says it's set at the factory, no need to adjust it, and then it tells you that it should be 0.8 to 1 millimeter between the nozzle's tip and the sensor. Is that them telling you to double check their quality control, or is that in case you have to take it apart and fix it? That's where you find the answer. I don't know. Snap. ASMR, whatever it is again. I think I'd learn these things. And then they tell you to go to the troubleshooting the Mini if you have any issues. And we're good. When did they not tell you to use it?
I was gonna say,
fire it up.
Left out the last step of print some.
Yeah, there isn't, unless maybe you're supposed to go back to the book at this point. I'm just going to double check. And I'm going to see what I missed in all of this where I was. Yeah, that's already been updated. Yeah, this is the part that must be in the book. Oh, changes to the handbook. Yeah, I'll have to go there because I saw a picture of the USB key somewhere. Be in here. Nope. My reading comprehension has improved 100%. Got to be old to get that one. Oh, it's in the other side. Assembly manual. 3D printing handbook. Maybe this will be. Okay, I'm going to blah, blah, blah through a lot of this. Shows you how to carry it. Really? Carry it sideways. Huh. You explain why they make the handle that goes that way. First start. Okay, let's just take a quick look here. Tells you how to contact support. Hopefully I don't have to do that. I don't know them anymore. It sucks because I never had to contact tech support for anything other than where's my stuff when Shane was there. And then after he's been gone, I'm like, well, what if I need help now? Hope the other guys are good.
Sure they are.
they'll do the good job when I'm stuck. Because I still got to do upgrades on all the other machines. Before you start the device, you need to flash the firmware first. Please insert the bundled USB drive that came with your printer and follow the on-screen instructions to flash the firmware. Yeah, seeing as it only shipped last week, I hope it's new. Hope it's not like I have to go download it, which I can do, but let's do what they tell me first. All right. It's just feel for it. Don't bother to look. Hey, got it first time. First time in a long time I didn't have to flip a USB key. Oh, the book closed. First print. How about we do the key first? Preparing your printer for the first print takes 30 to 50 minutes. Oh, including assembly. Well, we've already blown that budget. Verts says he's doing this all wrong because he only gets 5 people watching. Well, I think we topped out at 9 tonight, didn't we? I wasn't really watching.
Yeah.
I'm sure somewhere YouTube will show me that later if I look, but doesn't it draw a little graph or something?
It should. I believe.
Yeah, Twitch is another experience. Twitch has evolved from, there was a lot of variety, like different stuff on Twitch for a while, other than then it went really solid into gaming. And I know that's where they came from, sort of. That was their big thing. And now it just seems like it's all about hype and bits and putting money in the pocket of the person creating the content, which I understand that's good, but I wonder how long that wave can last. And I hope that some of these young folks that are on there getting lots of subscribers or whatever they call it there, and you know, at $5-10 a month, that they don't, you know, buy a house to pay their bills on all that money, because it could stop just like that. Although I do put on a lot of game streamers just for noise when I'm working in that, because I don't have to really watch. And I feel like I played the game because they're better than me. So no matter how bad they are. Okay, well, I'm going to do the one that came with it. And then if I have to, I'll go put in another one. Okay, hold on. Gonna make you shake for a second. Give you a better angle.
What? Shake the cam.
Yeah, I was moving it. Should have done that before I did it. New firmware is available. Waiting. Waiting for what? I'm sure there's a newer one than whatever's on the key, but... Oh, look there, Joel. Hey, Joel. Sure.
Fancy.
Really, I bought it for the color screen. Fan spinning. Again, no cover on it. Oh, that was cool. As usual, when I realized that there was a speed tie, I didn't cut or something. I like that there's no limit switches on this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how that works. Should I touch the hot end and see if it's hot?
You should think about it.
I can smell that it's getting hot.
Moist.
Sweet smell of plastic getting warm. Yep, getting warmer. All tests finished successfully. Wow. Thanks, Joe. Good job. Currently loaded filament. So I would do load. All right, I have to stand up now. I sit for a living, damn it. All right, should we try the stuff they sent us? That's red. That's not even orange. What the hell?
Is that their pine lipstick or whatever?
It's lipstick red. Well, let's waste that. Do that, or I'll just grab some other random brand around the table. So let's just try this stuff out. You all can't see this, but I'm actually getting the scissors that are on the pegboard stuff on the wall. That's weird for me. That actually that's because I cleaned up before I did this. To clean off the table, but yesterday. Okay. Oh, it's the Galaxy stuff. I wonder what we're gonna print. Oh well. Does it tell me to use one color or the other? I'm just surprised there's two different colors. It's more than I expected. Hey, that's what they didn't give you. No side cutters.
Oh, you didn't get any
First
side
printer I bought in a
cutters,
while.
huh?
Didn't. I'm gonna have to.
That's
I'll
how
make
they,
sure I
that's how
mention
they can
that.
get it. That's how they can get it so cheap.
Yeah, I'm sure they cost at least $1. I don't know. I bought like 6 or 10 pair of them one time off AliExpress. Took 3 months to get here, but I don't even have any of them handy here. They're all in the other room. Standing holding this in front of the wrong camera. Just straightening out a piece to get it started. It's already cut on an angle, but we'll cut it again for good measure. Waste another 2 millimeters of filament. Here's where we see if we got that thing in here properly. It's got some. Okay, now I gotta see, how am I supposed to do that? Is there a lever on this thing? Or do we just do it all through software?
I think it's all through software. What I remember.
Yeah, there's a door on the top to probably look for jams, but that's about it. There's no lever on it. Huh. Well, let's go with load then and see how we do. First of all, I'm going to loosen this because I wouldn't be surprised if I turned that too far. I'm pinching. Yeah, that helped a bit. So that's it. They should have like bingo tech support. If they tighten that too tight, you get a star. Okay, for today we're going to go with whatever's in it. Preheat. Yep. Yep, pulling it in. Wow, I'll say. Interesting to see what color comes out, see if they actually did test them. Red, so maybe not. Color correct. Yes, it is. Adjust the nozzle height. Say what? I skipped a few steps, but okay. The knob to adjust nozzle height. Check the pictures in the handbook. Oh, I see. We're just setting the Z offset. All right. Put it in lingo I understand. Yeah, Verts, I can't love USB-C. I'm an Apple guy. So I hate that my new MacBook Pro only has USB-C.
Hoping that the next iPhone has it.
The which?
The next iPhone should have USB-C.
Yeah, I'm not really fussy either way on them. I carry around a bag of cables everywhere I have to go, and I keep a whack of them in stock at work for everybody anyways. They're like, I need one for my phone. I'm like, is your phone the PlayStation 2 controller connector? Then they just look at me weird.
Nice.
I don't remember what USB mini micro, whatever that is. Oh, we're doing stuff. It's extruding plastic. It's an interesting squiggly wobble on there. Well, well, the bed's covered in oil and shit. I can see it, so I don't expect it to stick very well. They didn't tell me to clean it yet. Or I missed that step. No, they haven't told you to do that yet. Oh, there it is back there. Unpack the IPA infused cleaning wipe. Clean the sheet before you start. Darn, busted. They give you a big enough one. Do not use the surface cleaner on your face or hands. The product is highly flammable and irritant for eyes. Yep. Doesn't smell so good either. Wonder how many percent it is. Warning, warning, danger, Will Robinson. There's the needle. I actually used one of those a while ago.
don't think I've ever.
Never used these?
The with the cleaning needle.
Oh, the needles, yeah. My Wanhao D6 has some issues occasionally with clogging. Repeat the last step and readjust the distance between the nozzle and the hot end. Well, on a normal day, I'll say yes. But I'll be paying more attention this time. Clean the steel sheet. That's what I didn't do the first time. Probably never supposed to do that either, but oh well. Okay, we'll give it a chance to stick this time better. Got the fingerprints off it. Really? They don't give you like one of these? Holy crap. It's like the Kentucky Fried Chicken towelette size. Like it's almost as big as the bed. I use the little tiny ones. They're about as big as your thumb. They work fine. This is about the time as you think, oh, I should mark it which side I'm going to use first, and then I won't mess up the other side. It'll be all gouged up in about 3 days, so it's fine. Wow. It smells all right. Next, once the printer starts extruding plastic, adjust the nozzle height by turning the knob. All right. It's a cute little printer. Watch someone deliver newspapers on Twitch. That'd be fun. I mean, thumbs up to all the people that can make good money on Twitch and stuff, because, you know, good for them. Not missing anything there. I realize how much the Wise is not like 30 frames a second. Okay, well, that wasn't right. We can only go one way.
go any higher than 0.
Might be the pin that might need to be moved. I don't know. But I mean, it's okay at 0. But when I went up into the negatives, I'm never sure which is positive and negative. I just have to think too much about that. Usually I look it up. But
Yeah.
let's just let it print some and see what it says. No, let's just wing it. Happy printing. Okay, well, let's clean the stuff off. This part won't be stuck at all because that's when I had it way too high. It's not going to stick, but let's just give it a shot. So I run my thumb all over it. What else we got? 1 hour. Okay. Where's the... No, I'm not doing that. 23 minutes. Now we're talking. I don't think Buddy's going to take a while. Yeah, we're not. Sorry, not going to do Buddy today. $23 minutes. I'll invest that because it's probably not going to stick anyway. So I don't think I'm close enough yet. 170 is all it's going to do for filament. Let's see how that goes. I don't remember what version this is at, but I'll update it later. Yeah, I never got that. Like when they show the cross sections of the line on the bed to see which is good and if it's too thick or too squished. Yeah, who can tell that when they're new? I just do it by eye usually. You should aim for this low level of quality with your first layer. It's a nice first layer. Ugly purge line. Yeah, we're not even close to the right place here, guys. I know this is going to be scrapper because it's all over the place, but it's because I didn't set the live Z right. Oops. Yeah, that pinned is way too high. At the millimeter they talked about, so. Just trying to see how far I have to go before I can get it to stop. If it's going farther or closer. Yeah, Michael, I'm gonna use a spray bottle with IPA in it, and microfiber cloths. I think that's gonna be my weapon of choice because I find the Wham Bam needs to be cleaned with 99% all the time now. So anybody know offhand for sure if when you're doing live adjust if a negative value is closer to the bed or farther away? If it's sinking it like Z down into the bed or not? I'll find out in a minute.
Getting closer to the bed.
I would think so, that it should be moving downward. Negative should be down in Z, but I will know. Okay. That'd be why it was too far away before. I wasn't even in the right zone. I will order an Ulti stick. You know what? I'm a purple glue stick guy. I haven't used it on the Wham Bam sheet that I've got in use right now, but it came close yesterday. Came close to saying F that and just throwing purple glue at it to make stuff stick. How far I can go now?
I haven't used glue stick since I stopped printing my flash forward. My go-to was blue tape.
Yeah, I tend to use I tend to use blue tape with a new printer other than today, so that I don't end up, in case I drive the head into the bed. So that's when I tend to use it more than anything. Oh, that's cool. That's good, Eddie. Well, isn't their PEX sheet? It's a variant on PEI, isn't it? Like, what's Ulti stick? Is it like Go ahead, sorry.
No, I was gonna say somebody was saying that PEX was just like pure PEI, but or thicker. I'm not sure, but I haven't been a huge fan of it.
Okay, this is not.
I did see the Ulti sticks that I had already 3D Flex 2 or whatever they have that's powder coated PEI, and I've been printing on that for like a month, and I really like where it's at when it comes to print surfaces. And I like the
so
texture.
Eddie, is Ulti is sorry. Is Ulti stick like just a sheet you put on, Eddie, or is it a whole plate?
Pretty open.
Is it a whole plate?
Yeah, I think it is.
Is it like glass or something, or
no? It's steel.
So it's flex plate still.
It's Filament One's version of the Prusa powder coated PEI, or powder coated PE.
Oh, okay.
Textured.
Okay, I'm gonna stop this now that I've got my live Z all over the place. Yeah, I want to stop it because I just knocked it off the thing. That's cool. Whoa. That'll wake your ass up.
Yeah, it did.
That's sensorless homing for you. Go till the motor feeds back.
That's
okay.
Crazy. I've just never. Let's just ram this carriage into something to tell you where it's at.
Yep. Yeah, that's kind of jarring. What was the... I'm trying to remember which one I built, but might have been the first one I built, the Mendel style. And it just hammered into the end stops and just kept grinding like that, even after it triggered. Even when it was put together right, it still did it. It was like,
nice.
thing is, when it went to the other end, maybe, I can't remember, I have to go look at it. But I think it's like there was the homing position, but then it went to check the other end, and it just kept going till it got there. And I'm like, there was no sensor feedback on it. It was a ramps board. So I don't know how it knew, but it just ran for a while. There's another one that does that. It goes and when you unload filament, it goes and drives it to the top. And if you're already pretty high, it runs into the top. It works it out. So they sell more belts. Wait for the heat bed to cool down. I'm not good at that.
Patience is not your main.
I know I have to on the Wham Bam because my mine's already got an outline of a part on it that I did in ABS. You can see that it was pulling up. Hey, the purge line looks better now. It's not all wobbly like it was falling from space and like it was before. See what kind of corner? No, still not there. Holy crap, really? We'll go 0.7. What do I care? We get a good turn that time. I think I'll end up moving the pin to probe. As long as it works. It's going to be hard to get used to using a USB stick with this thing, though.
Huh.
I'm used to carrying SD cards all over. I do have one picked out already, though.
This is orange.
Of course it's orange. Those are 4 gigabyte keys. The Elegoo Mars hates every other key I put into it except these cheap bottom in a pack of 5 ones that are 4 gigabytes. Anything else, it just gets all snaky with. It's like, I think they would have done a little bit better than that. I'll try 0.8 for a while. 0.807. Tony Ryan, where are you geographically that you're just having lunch? Obviously, you don't live in the area I thought you did. I think I could have spent some more time getting the stick it to the bed part. We're getting closer now. Let's go to 0.9 for a while. I'm wasting lipstick red. How can this happen? There's Ron. How you doing, Ron? Past your bedtime, man.
Nice.
No heat creep yet. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you were in the States, and when you were saying lunchtime, I was like, whoa. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure I've watched your stuff before, and I'm like, I thought you were from here somewhere. This part of the world, at least. All right, let's take it back to 8.5, and we'll try this thing again and see how it works. I know one thing. I'm so far I like the that wheel. No, that's dry. Better than one thing I really don't like about my Wanhao D6 is the click wheel thing. It's brutal. You'd think that if you spin faster, that would move faster, but no, it goes up 1 degree at a time. Takes a long time to get to 220. All right, try one more time. I thought I had all the strange hours, days, and nights mixed up, but I'm not alone. Thanks, guys. Yeah, that's a decent looking line. Hopefully it'll work better this time. Cut the corners a bit, but this is the outer. Well, it only does one line around the outside. You always do 3 people. Always do 3. Time to be awake enough to realize what it's doing. It's looking a little bit better. Yeah. I'm trying to figure how I can retire so I can play with this stuff all the time. It's not perfect, but it's better than it was. This is the part where it just gets so exciting to watch.
I may finally sorted out all these pieces.
Thanks for subscribing, Tony. Just as I just see it in my email here. I don't always get those. Since the last time I streamed, it goes up 1 subscriber every once in a while. I'm like, not doing anything, but okay. I don't get too taken down with all that stuff, so.
Yeah, I don't get wrapped up there.
My main goal for doing this is to not be alone when I'm doing this and have other people around to bounce ideas off if I get stuck and share a little bit and give people a place to hang out and shoot the breeze. I don't have any big goals. Oh, it says, hey, live on my channel is Prusa Mini unboxing right now. Well, that was 8 o'clock, 3 hours ago, but I meant to start at 7:30, except because Microsoft. As usual, somebody set the alarm when they left the office at work, and there was somebody else still in the building, and usually that person gets up to go to the washroom and sets off all the motion alarms. So on top of having to go to visit nature, they have to go shut off the alarms first.
Nice.
Yeah, some people. We had one guy, I threatened to take his security badge away so he couldn't come in because he kept messing up the alarms every time. And he was on the road a lot, so they'd come in at like 2 in the morning and they'd unload the truck's gear and then leave. And the alarm goes off like 2 minutes after they leave. So yeah, and they didn't have company cell phones. So I'd get woken up with the alarms going off and have to deal with the alarm company. And I couldn't even call him and yell at him because he didn't have a company phone. So I had no way to reach him until the next time I saw him in the office. But he did it a few times. He wasn't on the good list for sure. Now it's not really my thing because I live too far away from it now. Joel's releasing a new t-shirt design this Sunday. This portion of the proceeds to benefit someone's Steam connection, whatever that is. I've got it in my list of things to do at Murph is to get a sticker from Joel.
There you go.
Seen him 3 times in person and never got a sticker from him.
I got a maker coin.
Get on that.
I didn't.
Yeah, I got his coin at Murph. Moving at a pretty good clip, isn't it? Usually prints that come on cards usually run slow, so the print looks good when it's done.
Yeah. Tricky.
Because I should make sure this isn't.
I try to make sure it works.
Too.
Like Creality throwing.
Yeah.
Plug in there.
Cap a cat.
Or whatever.
I should look and see if I still have my Decapicat model because my CR10 came with it, and the next one I got didn't. The Hoff brand, the Hicktop one, and then the S4 it had a printable cat. I think I don't remember it not having it. I would have checked it, and I didn't get anything with the S5 because it was a return, so I didn't get the original SD card. Or however it did it. It's been a long time. Been such a long time. Better not sing. I want to get demonetized. It's funny. Ow. There you go. That'll work better. Shows you the menu. I guess some people would actually read the book before they put this thing together.
You sit down and read it before they even picking up pieces.
I'm sure it tells me to do that in the first paragraph, but I didn't read it. They tell you, oh, there's a paragraph or a chapter, or a paragraph, a couple of paragraphs. 8.2, creating your own models. Well, they tell you about Tinkercad and Fusion, so that was nice of them. I was reading somewhere on Twitter that somebody actually has to pay for Fusion now.
Huh.
I didn't know the person, so I couldn't really ask, like, what did you do wrong? But I haven't used it in a long time, so.
Oh, yeah. I think
I've been using Blender.
Too.
I've been using Blender lately, trying to learn that. Took Jay Wall's class to help him out. And I think I'm only halfway through it. I didn't do any last week. Just didn't have time.
I've been self-teaching myself. Self-teaching myself? Yeah, that's great. Anyway, Fusion, I've been brilliant.
I was doing a project, one of the ones that didn't get to completion. And, well, it's a product now. But I did a bunch of the design work on it early and test prints and everything. And I tried using Fusion for that so that I was learning something at the same time I was doing this project that I figured I might not get paid for. And so I get something out of it. And I like the parametric part, and I think that way fine. It's all cool. And I just found it. I got to a couple of points where I need to go back and adjust something many steps back, and it just pooched the whole thing all the way out. I couldn't go back and come back to where I was clean. It just kept screwing up and moving stuff around, and I said a lot of bad words. And then eventually just said F it and went back to Rhino, which is my go-to because I've been using it for too long now. Yeah, I know I can't get demonetized yet. That's fine. I don't ever need to be in that position where I have to worry about what I say. I don't have a radio filter. Sorry, Michael, I missed you leaving. I don't know how long ago that was, but hope you travel safe. Catch you later if we're still on. Depends how far away you are from home, I guess. We're currently approximately 12 minutes from finishing this. So. I'm just going to wander away for a minute, but I can still hear you. Hopefully you can still hear me. I'm going to go pull something off the other printer. Yeah, didn't even fall over anything in the dark. We threw all this stuff all over the floor. Wow. That's going to focus it all. That's supposed to be a round spherical tip there. I think it was a little bit warm.
It's a little ugly.
Yeah, it's just a test piece for something I'm doing. So, and fit isn't right anyways. It's going to be a adjustable angle piece for a stand for somebody that wants. I do stands for die-cast cars, NASCAR stuff. And now some guy says, "Oh, can you make one for a boat?" And he sends me one picture of the boat. And I said, "What shape is the hull?" Doesn't know what I mean. So I'm going to build some flexibility into it. So, okay, I can tighten that up. I'm going to have to put splits in it so it snaps on, and I got to do something to fix that. But anyways, that's just a support issue. I'll try it on this machine next. Do that before I go to bed, probably. Set it up, let it run overnight, and see what happens. Iteration. At least it printed. Always a good start. Just wondered what happened to the... Oh, the other camera's working now.
Yeah.
The top left is the camera that stopped working earlier. Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. Look into that a little bit. Maybe I'll try the current version of Xsplit and see if maybe this version is just not as reliable as the others. But like right now, the CPU's 61%, looks like. 41% GPU. It's not even a good graphic card in this. So it's not terrible. I've seen it max out on the CPU anyway. This booklet's kind of all right for somebody that's new. Shows you how to use their stuff and how to judge your prints and a little bit, the basics. Shows you how to use Prusa Slicer. Tells you about PLA. Sorry.
Nice. Oh, yeah. I'm fast.
You're running out?
Yep, I'm running out of steam. 7.
That's what happens when you get old, sir.
Yeah, I was gonna say, feel. No, I'm not actually old.
It's weird. Some days I feel really old, and some days I think my brain doesn't even click in that I'm not like 25 anymore. So that's weird. But if you ask me if I want to retire this year, I'll say sure. I'll retire last week if they'd let me, if I could find a way without having to, sell my printers or something to pay the bills.
That's what my coworker he's been telling me. He's like, put money in retirement now. No.
Well, I got some, but according to the financial guy, I don't have enough. And he goes, well, how much money are you going to want every year when you retire? And I'm like, doesn't that kind of depend on how long I'm going to live after that? It's like,
yeah, they're just making it old to live. And if you outlive that, you're boned.
well, that's the thing. And, I'm at the tail end of the baby boomers. So I've always known that the government handout money will be gone by the time I get there. So, because they'll have messed up the calculations and the boomers will have spent it all. So,
Yeah.
I'm like in the last 2 years of that slug. So, and he's like, yeah, you want to aim to have like 40 grand a year to spend. I'm like, I don't spend that much now when I'm at my peak spending age.
Yeah.
So you want to go on holidays and trips? No, currently only twice a year, but go to exciting places like Goshen.
Like Goshen, yeah.
He goes, oh, where do you go? I said, Goshen, Indiana. And they just look at you with that, where the hell is that face? That's fun. Cool. It shows you how to change the nozzle and everything in here.
Good. Flashing
unsigned firmware.
Oh, here you go.
Well, now I know where it is.
Break
It's
that.
Section 10.12. Yeah, but it still shows. Oh, no, it does. It shows the jumper that you have to put on. Do you do that after you do it now?
That's you break the appendix and put it on for it to flash. Which
No, that's what you have to do? Okay. They don't supply the jumper either. I didn't see that in the spare
there's
bag.
not. I think you got to go to the website. Is there a website on there that talks about it?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't plan on doing it.
Page, because I know the pulled out the jumper later. It was just a piece of paper saying go to this website if you want to know more. Eddie Mosier's calling you out, Mike.
My generation screwed yours. Okay. Being good Canadian, I'll take responsibility for that, even though I don't live there. But what did we do wrong? Besides, I'm at the end of that generation. It's not my fault, man. I can't use all the words I almost used there. Can't blame me. I'm at the end. I was born in 1962. Apparently 1964 is the last year, I think. I think I'm 2 years to the end, and it's a huge window. I can't remember what the numbers are now. I just remembered at a young age, I realized that I better figure out something for retirement because there wouldn't be any government money left. But that's at a time when I didn't even realize that that money would stop at some point. I was too smart. Still not smart. I'm money stupid. But I'm lots of things stupid, but I want to try the textured bed. Not tonight. Two years older than your dad. There you go. Yeah. See, the other thing that I didn't even realize back when I was in my 20s, when I realized how some of this stuff worked, was that you, like, the amount of money I would have thought I would have needed to retire and live on every year in, like, what's the first year I worked? 1984, I think. Yeah, I graduated in 84, so that's my first real job year. The cost of living then is, you know, significantly different even than it is now. So, you know, them telling me I'm going to need 40 grand when I retire now is like, okay. And maybe by then I will. I don't know. Loaf of bread might be $12 by then. I'll just eat less bread. Well, what do we think, folks?
There it is. You guys are done.
Okay. I'm going to jump to another view for a second, just so I can reposition that camera. Well, can't see what I'm doing anyways, because I'll just eyeball it. And it's about when I move it slowly, because its frame rate just, you know. Hold on, let me adjust the light so it looks better.
Yeah.
Smart ass comment. Okay, he's not here. Well, that's too bad for a first print. How do we
Not
judge it,
bad.
people? There's a piece of fuzzy stringy on it, but
I give it a.
your audio's cutting out a bit to me.
Oh yeah. I give you a thought for it.
4?
And then I'm going to bed.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to call it there. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. We got 10 people now. That's the most of the whole night, I think. I wasn't watching it.
It went up one. Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
And I'm only potentially one of them because I only have one open. So,
yeah.
Well,
yep.
let's get back to that camera.
Glad you're mini, and I'm there.
Yeah, so we collectively triumphed over it. And thanks, everybody, for hanging out and helping along. And we'll see you all next time. Thanks a lot. And
Chelsea shows up right as you end it.
Didn't even know you were streaming. It's because she doesn't follow me on Twitter very much, I guess.
All right. Bye.
All right. Have a good one.
See you. Talk to you later.
All right.
Bye, everybody in the chat.
Well, you got here just in time. I'm calling it a night, and the mini's working. We didn't let the machines win, so that's good. It's running. It's running pretty good, actually, for what it could have been. I'll check the firmware and download the newest version and run a print on it overnight and see how it turns out tomorrow. And if you check Twitter tomorrow, you'll see photos thereof, theoretically, as long as it works. Okay, have a good night, everybody. Thanks.